Okay. Hey, Jerry. Should know you're right there ready. Okay. What's everybody doing? Beautiful out today. We had a wonderful weekend. Today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Like I said, it's beautiful out today, but a little chilly yet. It's in the 60s, but we're not minding it at all. There's not any wind. The last couple of days we had some pretty good wind, and there's not any wind today, so that makes all the difference in the world. That 60 don't feel so bad without that wind. And like I said, the sun's shining, not a cloud in the sky. So what more could you want, right? Hey, Kevin, y'all doing okay? Yeah, it's. I heard that the east was getting slammed with another snowstorm. Are you guys doing okay, Kevin? Rhode Island, I think, was supposed to get hit pretty good. And Jerry, you're in the Midwest, so I think you're good. It's supposed to be all down the coast, I think, on the Northeast. You're good. And I said we had 80s over the weekend. I said it was spectacular. It really was. And then we kind of had a dip. Monday's temperature, it clouded up. We had a little dip in the weather, but not bad. I mean, it got down in the 40s last night, but it warmed right back up today. And like I said, it's in the 60s right now. I think 68, 69 is supposed to be the high this afternoon, but usually there's maybe a 1 or 2 degree difference. So we'll be maybe hit 70. You never know. So what's going on in the world, Daddy? Oh, it's Kevin K. I'm sorry, Kevin. I was thinking of Kevin J. And he's in Rhode Island. And I know you're in the port.
So the high today at 3 p.m. will be 70.
Okay. Like I said, that's what I figured. It would be up to 70 anyhow. Like I said, without the wind, that's beautiful. That's beautiful weather. And yeah, it's.
Can I turn this around so they can see?
Every time you do that, it messes up. So.
I know. Anyway.
Anyhow.
Anyway, I don't want to touch it, but that's out the back window, and you can see the sky. And
yeah,
you can't
blue
see
sky.
it. Anyway, it's sunny and no wind.
Like I said, beautiful.
Yeah.
So, hey, Iowa. Cindy G, Pittsburgh, 33. Wow, that's chilly.
Oh.
And 36 in the fort, a high of 42. Clear for today and rain tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, it's not spring yet. It is here. But up there where you're at, it's going to take another month or two. But the groundhog had good things to say about the weather. So hopefully you'll have that early spring.
Marsha.
Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Marcia. Hi, Skip and Sue. Greetings from Chicago. Mom and I left Florida a week ago. I miss it. Yes, Elizabeth, like I could imagine in Chicago. Although they're having pretty good weather for this time of year.
Buddy?
But it ain't Florida. Oh.
He's biting.
Oh, yeah, he does that. He knows you're eating. Buddy's biting on his ankles. I said he knows he has cookies. Oh, thank you, Harley John. $20 for cookies. Thank you. And William, happy Valentine's Day to you too. Where's my joke today? I said, you always make me smile. Anno, sunny and 40 in Richmond, Indiana. Well, like I said, that's still pretty good weather for February for them. Yeah. Pat Fuentes says, where'd it go? It just disappeared. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Great DeLuna video. Have you video yet the area at Moultrie Creek? Love your videos with your friends, but have not seen them in a while. Cute puppy. Well, the DeLuna video was because he had business down there. That's why he went down there. And we were supposed to get to do Dabney. We was going to do a house in Dabney, and that didn't turn out well. The lady had to head back to California right now, so we'll get it when she gets back. And the videos with our friends, I said that was a W&L, and we haven't been able to do that for a while. And I said we
Video with our friends.
Yeah, with the whole W&L crew.
That wasn't a video, that was live.
Yeah, and I said we'll do that something like that again sometime. We just don't know what.
You guys canceled it. You didn't watch. You didn't
Yeah.
come to the show. And we've always told you that if you don't come to the show, there's no reason for us to do a show. And that's just bottom line.
Yeah. And greetings from Middle Tennessee. We'll be down in April for a couple weeks. That's We Three Bike.
Where?
Middle Tennessee.
I don't know where Middle Tennessee is. Is that the name of a town, or is she just saying in the middle of Tennessee?
I don't know. I think probably just the middle of Tennessee. So.
Middle of Bourbon territory?
I don't know.
Or is that Kentucky?
That's Kentucky.
That's Kentucky. Never mind.
I wish I had a Tennessee tomato right now. I said they make the best. I said I'm from Indiana, but Tennessee has the best tomatoes because they have the dirt. That black dirt is wonderful.
I don't know about that, but they got pretty good watermelons.
Yeah. Well,
look at the birds.
It's the dirt.
Look at the birds right there. See the long straight line of them?
Yeah.
They're migrating back to Africa.
Back to Africa.
Yeah, those are the yellow-tailed, orange-beak toucans. And they migrate. I'm just making that up. There's no such thing.
I never heard of them. Yes, happy Valentine's Day to you too, Ron. I have a balloon up here, but it's bigger than I am. Yeah, yes. I was even going through the store with it. I had to keep holding it out of my way so I could see where I was going. It was funny. Let me see if I can fasten it some other way. No. Yeah. No, it's going to go where it wants to go. It is helium. Laura says, happy Valentine's Day from suburban Chicago, sunny and 40. All the snow is gone, using a vacation day today. Well, good for you. Get them vacation days in before you retire. And Ron 5850 says, happy Porch Settin Wednesday. Joe Scarpa, happy Valentine's to and Skip, 35 and sunny in Michigan. That's still good. Tammy Ferguson, hello. Marcia. Oh, she says, hey, Judy P. and Jerry. Oh, J.C. Comer, happy Valentine's from SCS. We Three Bike says Nashville. That's mid-Tennessee. Okay. I haven't been to Nashville for a while.
Yeah, last time we went to Nashville, and I can't think of the name of the area. It seemed like on one side of 65, and I could be wrong about 65, there was this big new high dollar neighborhood being built. And it basically was for the country music stars. And the judge at that time had a house in there. On the other side of the road, we went right by it. We were going to go in there, but we couldn't get in there. There was a shopping mall that was a mile long, and the sign said it was the world's longest shopping mall. Remember that?
I remember seeing
I don't know if it's still there or not.
Yeah. Overjoyed says Florida tomatoes are tasteless. Yeah, honey, because they're grown in sand. Most of them. They're either hydroponic or they're grown in sand. And the sand just don't have any nutrients in it, and it doesn't really give you much taste.
They have to fertilize the hell out of them to get them to grow, and that fertilizer gets into the plant, gets into the tomato, and just runs the flavor.
Yeah, and I've got some voluntary tomatoes. They're little bitty ones out here in a pot on the back porch, and those things just refuse to die. I mean, they've been going all year long. Like I said, I didn't plant them. I think they come from maybe birds, but yeah, they're still growing. I'm still getting 3 or 4 little bitty tomatoes off of them every once in a while, and tastes pretty good. Of course, I've got good dirt in that pot, but and that's something we got to get around to, is getting all the flowers put in and all the yard work done. And Skip's done a lot over here, but we still got a lot to do. And I think we need some more mulch. And William has 3 slabs of spare ribs on the grill. Wow. Are you having company? Or are you just going to chow down?
Yeah.
Um,
I used to
Lloyd,
do that in the middle of winter. Open the garage door, push the grill just outside the garage door, and I just make me a steak or something outside on the grill with my winter coat and gloves on.
yeah.
You do what you got to do, right?
Well, and I'm sure you're not the only one. Lloyd
Buddy,
Hopkins.
quit it.
Lloyd Hopkins says, "Hey, y'all from Belvedere. Hey, Belvedere." Overjoy says, "Gone are the days of paid vacation days and pensions." Really? I mean, we haven't been in the workforce for a while, but I would think that's something that they would still have, some paid vacation. And pensions, I know they went to 401ks everywhere because it's cheaper for them. But yeah, you'd still think that a decent job would have paid vacations. So, a happy Valentine's Day, Carol. Oh, now that's a name I really am afraid I'm going to mess it up. Iverlace Velez says, "Happy Valentine's. Look forward to your show every week." Well, great. I'm glad you watch us. We don't do anything important, and we just sit here and yak, just like if you were sitting here on the porch with us. And if you got any questions, just ask us. We'll see if we can answer them. If we can't, there's people in the chat that probably can.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people in this chat. They've been in the villages many times. Some of them in the chat live here full time, just different area. So, you got any questions about the villages or what people think about it or anything like that? Just fire away.
Yeah, like I said, if we can't answer it,
All we
somebody
can
on there
do,
probably can.
all we can do is make you mad. That's all.
We don't want to do that.
I do it all the time without even trying.
Well, I know. Linda C. says, "Greetings from Florida, Big Bend."
I don't know where that is.
Where is Big Bend, Linda? I that isn't familiar to me. Philip McNichol says, "My son lives up the road from you in Ocala." Ocala is a beautiful area. I mean, it's horse country out here, and it's just beautiful all the way down the highways because you see it's funny because you see all these horse farms, but you very seldom see horses. So, I got a feeling that most of them are tax dodges, probably. But now you go to the Equestrian Center or to the big horse place that's over on 25, and it doesn't get much horse business
There
anymore
goes some more of them toucans.
Because of the Equestrian Center. But still, it used to have a lot of nice things going on there, and it was pretty close.
They're all migrating out of here.
And Ocala isn't that
They're
far.
heading home. They're like a bunch of northern tourists. They come here to eat our food and then leave.
Jerry, yes, I bought this balloon for myself. I had to run to the store to get another cream cheese for my Cherry Delight, and I happened to see them, and I bought it for myself, just so I know what day it is. Let's see.
We have a Cherry Delight today.
Yes, and you're going to get your chicken noodles.
I get that on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Since when did I start getting it on Thanksgiving? What is today? Valentine's Day.
I thought I would be nice. Just say I have the best wife in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is she?
But yeah, I just decided, why not?
Kelly Murley.
Let's see. Happy Valentine's Day, another pretty nice day in Ohio. It's 45 and very sunny. We're heading to Kissimmee a week from Friday, hopefully. It'll be nice and warm.
Well, I can tell you that apparently a lot of people come down here this time of year because I was just watching Disney's update today.
Yeah.
And some of their parks are full, and they're not selling any more tickets to that park today.
Yeah.
So the crowd must be coming in from somewhere.
Yeah, and I think it is, I don't know, spring break hadn't started yet. So
maybe this spring break.
I don't think so. It's just the first week.
Seems like different parts of the country do spring break at different times. Oh, yeah. So I don't know either. I don't keep track of all that.
William says, "Have Skip breathe in the helium from the balloon and talk funny."
He what now?
Breathe in the helium from the balloon so you can talk funny.
Oh.
I already talk that way. Marcia says, "Y'all need to plant an avocado tree. Florida, they are awesome. Much better than California." I've never when I buy the avocados at the store, and I used to, I never ate avocados, but Deb got me started on them, and she loved avocado toast, and she, like I said, after a while, I kind of got hooked on them, and so I add avocados to my eggs now, and to my salads and things like that, but I never did before. But I've never thought about growing avocados because they're, I don't use that many, and they're kind of cheap.
Terry's saying I got to send out a new invite through Discord. Apparently, Marcia didn't get one. Marcia, you never got an invite? I sent them out twice because every now and then I send them out because some people that drop out of Patreon, until I send out a new invite, they still can get in the Discord. And so I have to send out a new one once in a while to block them because they're not members anymore. So if you're a member, you got notified twice about Discord. Or maybe you don't pay attention to your notifications on Patreon. I don't know.
Well, send it again.
So she says, nope, never got one. Well, I sent them out to everybody. So I know you got them at least twice. So I'll send another one today.
Okay. Laura says all employees get paid vacation days where she works, anywhere from 2 weeks to 5 weeks, depending on your years of service.
2 weeks of vacation days?
Yeah, 2 to 5, depending on how long you've been.
5 weeks of vacation days?
Well, I had 5 weeks when I retired. I never
used them. UPS, they don't call them vacation days. It's called vacation time.
Okay.
Because you can't take a vacation day. That's where UPS gets you. If you want to take, like, say, Thanksgiving week off, when I work for overnight, I could take, 3 days of vacation day, and then you got the holiday, so I got the whole week off. I only used 3 vacation days. UPS got wise to that, and they said, if you take vacation time, it must be 40 hours at a time, period.
Overjoyed says company's making everyone a 1099 contractor. I haven't had a W-2 job since 2008.
Who's doing what now?
Overjoyed. She said the companies are making everyone a 1099 contractor.
What company?
I don't know what company.
Well, they've always been a 1099. We had to send in. Well, why don't she say? I don't know. Maybe she's
contractor.
Maybe she's talking about for tax purposes.
Yeah.
I don't know either, truthfully. Whenever we hire a contractor here, I don't have to worry about any of that. But if I was a contractor where I made money and hired a contractor or a subcontractor to build, are they 1099?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Patrick says, hi, Skip and Sue. Enjoying Porch Settin on my lunch break.
Cool.
Yeah, why not have lunch with us?
Russia says he never got an invite for Discord either. That's because you were there when I set it up. You were automatically in. He knows that.
William says, tomatoes grow in the Redland in South Dade County. Are very tasty. At the dirt, like you said, Skip. Yeah, I know that there's a lady up there at the farmer's market, and when she gets tomatoes, what she calls grown in the bottoms. And you know what that is? That's the muck at the bottom of the swamp, swampy area.
That's where all the radiation's at.
That mucky dirt. Those tomatoes are great because they, it's good black dirt.
That's where all the fish poop is at.
It could be. I don't know. But like I said, that's the only time she has them in South Dade County. Oh, Laura says, Skip, you have the best wife in the world.
Do I? What's her name?
You forgot that too?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah, spring break is usually in March. But like, didn't Easter come early this year? Because today actually is, in this Ash Wednesday today, I believe. So I think Easter comes early this year. So I don't know. Could be just people coming down here to get out of the weather. Linda C says Tallahassee area west of here is the Panhandle. Okay. And
William says perfect marriage. The first ONE, the first anniversary, take her to the old country on the 40th anniversary, go back and get her. I don't get it. You get it?
Yes, oh, I got it. You're great, William. I needed that.
I saw a commercial on TV mentioning that where a guy comes home in his car, pulls in the driveway, he gets out, and his daughter's in the garage. And she was talking about doing something for him. I forget what it was. Anyway, she looked at the guy and she says, "Where's Mom?" He goes, "Oh crap, I left her at the store." He goes back and gets her.
I remember doing that actually, or watching your dad do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left Skip's mother. She went in to get some munchies. He was getting gas. He didn't know she got out of the motorhome. And I said, when he got done with his gas, he got in and took off, and she was still back at the gas station.
This leads me into a small story, a trucking story.
Oh,
We were teaming it. Toward the end of my career with UPS, I got into teams for many reasons. Basically, it was to get away from management. So we're running out west on Highway 40, and we go to this little truck stop to take a break, get a bite to eat, and restroom break, whatever. And when I come out, the truck was gone. It was sitting there next to the fuel island, actually, just past the fuel island. And I walked out there, and it was just gone. And I'm looking all over. I'm panicking. And so I go inside, because my cell phone is also in the truck. So I go inside, and I look out the window, and I seen another, this one I worked for overnight. I seen another overnight truck, which isn't unusual. There was a lot of overnight trucks out west. And I see it getting on the ramp. My mind says, that's my truck. And come to find out, all he did was he moved it to a different parking spot, and he was sitting there waiting for me. So we got into this little argument saying, man, don't ever, ever move the truck without letting me know, ever. So anyway, after that, we have a signal, and we had that signal with the motorhome with Sue, because she'd never really done a lot of this team stuff, and you can't just get out of something and walk away from it. Especially like a motorhome, because I don't know that she's in the bathroom in the motorhome. I don't know that she didn't go back to the bedroom and take it. I don't know. So now if you get out, she usually has her coat and she'll hook it over the seat to let me know that she's out of the truck or out of the motorhome. And in the semi truck, the curtain to the bedroom was always left wide open when you get out. That way, when I get in, the first thing I do is look back there in the bunk. He's not in the bunk, not in the passenger seat. That's the only place he can be. Then I sit there and I wait until he gets back wherever he is. If the curtain's shut, I never open the curtain because he's back there sleeping and it's dark. When you open the curtain, you'll wake him up. So stop it. So I never opened the curtain. So that just leads to a little story of being panicked because I thought I got left one time too.
Yeah. Joe Scarpa says they call it midwinter break. Lots of schools have a week off in February and then spring break in March. Why, I didn't know that. I mean, we don't keep up with that kind of thing anymore. So I know they used to. They had as little break as possible because they always had to make up for the snow days. Then spring break usually around Easter. Yeah, that's the way it is most everywhere. And Laura loves avocados and eggs and salads. Yeah, I really got used to them on eggs. And Bob Evans used to have a bowl, an avocado bowl. And it had all kinds of vegetables in it, and then it had avocados, and I just loved it. And of course, they quit having it. They do have an avocado omelet now, but they put bacon in it. And so I said the avocado bowl didn't have any meat in it, and so that was good with me. Kathy D, how are you doing? And Martin Donlin, hello.
Kathy's so excited. Is she buying a house or something?
I don't know. I haven't got that far.
Did she find a boyfriend?
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Martin Donnan.
Hey.
Martin Donnan, or Jerry says, congrats. Did Martin buy a house?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Kathy B, hi, Skip and Sue. Well, hi, Kathy B. Haven't seen you. Are you enjoying your time here? You're coming to the lunch party, aren't you?
Who is?
Kathy B in the 603.
I thought it was Kathy B in the 603.
That's who I said.
You said Kathy D.
Kathy B.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they are. I just wrote the names down and handed them to you. I know already.
I think so.
The last one on the list, he's canceled out.
Okay.
Because he said something about his wife got sick.
Okay.
But Phil B sent me a thing saying he's going to be there, and there was a number 4 after it, like he's bringing 4 people. So it'll be him, Monica, and 2 others, I guess. So those 2 will make up for the 2 that canceled.
Okay.
So it's a total of 19 still, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't remember if Martin Donald was on the list.
I said Kathy B.
But he said up there earlier, he says he won't be able to come to the Patreon lunch because he's closing on the house. So I don't remember if he was on the list.
Oh, okay.
Listen, when I send those out and I tell people, I say, send me an RSVP. This is serious. We're not kidding about the RSVP. So you got a private room. We have to have so many chairs, so many tables for so many people. And they're going to have so many waitresses or whatever, servers to take care of everybody. And the people will sign up for it, and then half of you don't show up. First of all, it makes us to the point where we look kind of like stupid. And then if we call there again, they're going to say, oh, we kind of remember you. You didn't show up. This is why a lot of restaurants here will not set you down till everybody shows up. Yeah. So this is why you got to show up.
Yeah, but I got it covered. No problem.
She's got it covered.
Yeah, and Phil McNichol says you should do video of the Equestrian Center. What a beautiful place. I've done a lot of video there. It hasn't went on this channel, but I've done a lot of video there, and especially at Christmas time to see the lights. Oh, my goodness. It was really, really beautiful. But, I think probably there's so many people doing videos nowadays.
Kathy B in the 352. She's going to change her name.
Like I said, there's so many people doing videos. I'm sure that you've probably seen several of them.
Well, oh yeah, you and Judy went there, right?
Yeah, I went with Judy, and I also went.
Was Linda there, or she was?
No, she wasn't here.
Wasn't there somebody else? You, Judy, and somebody else?
Yeah, and I went with a bunch from the neighborhood here too. And I said I've been there several times.
Yeah. We just do a lot of video on stuff like that.
Now I did do the first time I was there. I did go with Linda.
Yeah.
But,
well, we don't do a lot of videos and stuff like that on this channel because this channel is about the villages.
Yeah.
That's the Equestrian Center, which is in Ocala, and that's not about the villages. It's just a place to go.
Oh.
Fly on the wall. Hi, I'm in Inverness right now, but I live in Erie, Pennsylvania. So yes, the Snowbirds are back. Oh yeah, we know. Where did I go the other day? And I said, look at down to
DeLuna.
Remember that place, DeLuna. Going down 301. It's been a while since I've been down that area. Maybe I went at a bad time. I don't know. But from Wildwood, it started right there. Wildwood and 301, 44 and 301. As soon as I turned left, traffic jam.
Yeah.
Come to a stop. And it was stop and go all the way down to the DeLuna gate. And even there, it's a red light. It's a good thing there's a light there. And I'm not a big fan of stoplights. But if there wasn't a stoplight there, so I had a green arrow, I'm not sure how long I would have had to sit there to turn left to go in the main gate because there was a mile-long traffic coming from the other way.
Yeah.
Because they're still doing construction down past Finney area, and they use 301 to get down there. And it's, I'm sure maybe that traffic will slow down someday, but as of right now, I just think it's terrible.
Yeah. And, and it's not all just snowbirds. A lot of it is, we're getting a lot of people here. I mean, they're selling a lot of houses down south. And so we're getting a lot of people around here. And you can tell it in the traffic. It's usually bad this time of year anyhow because of the snowbirds. But like I said, with people staying here full time, there's a lot more people staying full time now. And the traffic all the way around. Used to be 441 was bad. And now 301's getting just about as bad. So you just, you can't get away from it. But we love our snowbirds. I mean, you keep us busy.
Well, they keep the money pouring in.
Yes, you keep the money pouring in, so everything stays here. And
here's a disadvantage of being a snowbird. Quiet. Because that's what I wanted to be, was a snowbird, actually. Problem is, you still got to pay bills 12 months out of the year, whether you live here or not.
Yeah.
You still got to pay for your trash to be picked up, even though you're not here. You still got to pay, what else you got to pay? Lights, because you can't turn electric off. Quiet! I'm going to kill that dog. And then you got to pay insurance. You got to pay to have your lawn mowed. You got to pay to have your yard watered. You got to keep the grass green. You can't shut it off. There's all kinds of stuff. And when you add it all up, it's just a little bit of money.
Yeah. But
But see, when Dad was down here, this is the difference in Florida today as it was back then. Dad would tell me that when he left, they shut everything off. Shut the electric off, called the phone company, they just shut it off, everything shut it off. And I said, what do you do when you come back? He said, we call them about 2 weeks before we come down, and we get down here, it's all turned back on again.
yeah,
But you hear about this thing where you can't shut it off because of the mold. Well, they didn't have mold back then when Dad shut his off.
I didn't. I remember your mom putting charcoal in all the
She
closets.
did do that. She put bowls of charcoal all around the house.
Yeah, for keep the mold down, keep the
Maybe
wetness.
that's what it was. Yeah, that could be true. Because they got a place down in Wachula. No. What's the name of that town? Where they had Skip's restaurant.
Oh,
Fort
Meade.
Fort Meade. That's where they had their place.
Yeah. We got the. Oh,
Somebody.
no.
What?
We have that.
Now what's he doing? I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, chewing on cords is his thing.
This is what we do all day long. Walk around the house. Goes, where's Buddy?
And nobody.
We shut doors so he can't go in there.
Yeah.
This is like having a 2-year-old kid around here.
Oh, Judy was having some problems with her phone.
Who?
Judy P.
Why?
Well, I don't know. She had iPhone problems. She said she just got back on.
Oh.
Easter is March 31st.
My guess would be she probably got Wi-Fi problems.
My choir started rehearsals for Holy Week and Easter music 2 weeks ago. Yeah, March 31st. Well, I thought it was earlier than that this year for some reason, but maybe not. Marcia says, we miss you guys on WNL.
Who?
The WNL crew.
Well, they didn't show up. I mean, we tried it for 3 years, and I had made statements kind of leading to the fact that if you guys like this show, tell your friends. That's a hint. Tell your friends. Because I'd complained about the participation several times. So I even got emails from a couple guys saying, you're always complaining about that. And I go, well, I'm just trying to get the show. I'd like to keep the show because I like doing it. Mm-hmm. And everything we tried, it just didn't work. And it's just like this. If we don't get more participation in what we get, we're going to quit doing this. I've been doing this for 3 years now. And the amount of people showing up to this thing isn't improving. I mean, like right now, 130. Last week, we topped out at 170. That's just not enough.
Okay. Martin says, Kathy and I will not be able to attend the members' lunch party. We close on our new house in a Moonstone in Dabney. We love that Moonstone.
I like Moonstone, yeah.
Yeah, I said, we like that kitchen because it's bigger than my kitchen. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. The only thing I didn't like was the lanai was on the side. But other than that, I really, really liked the way it was laid out. And you'll be happy there. I don't know about Dabney. They said I've not been down to Dabney yet. And I've heard a few things.
The thing that I noticed about Dabney when I was down, I was driving around because the client wasn't there yet, was there's a lot of villa areas. Like there's a road that goes kind of like half a circle, and it goes, I don't even know the names of them, but a villa neighborhood. You're going down the road, on the left side, another villa neighborhood. Down the road, another villa neighborhood. It was like 3 or 4 of them right there together. Like that was something different they were trying.
Well, congratulations, Martin. That you'll be happy there. We heard last week somebody said something about seeing the water treatment plant, and
where?
In Dabney, from Dabney.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I don't know. Like I said, I've not seen that, but that's what we were told. So,
me, I have no idea.
And Kathy D says we are so excited. Yeah, I bet you are, because they said, I mean, coming down here, you think about it in your head, you're thinking, I get to be on vacation every day of the week, because you go to Florida, you go on vacation, and that's when we didn't cook, we went out to eat every night. We went to the square every night because everything was so available. When you get here full time, you realize that dinner, dinner's at 5 o'clock, regardless of whether you're going to the square or not. And you got bingo at 5 instead of going to the square, or you got a social going on or something like that.
That's when Phil B. So that's why I'm assuming he's coming with 4 people.
Okay. Like I said, I got it covered. That's why I wanted the private room.
We just got notified from Joy Hugh that her husband ain't coming either.
Oh, okay.
So she's got COVID.
Oh, my goodness. Bless your heart. Bad time of year for that, but there isn't a good time, I don't guess.
Yeah. people think COVID's done and over. There's proof right there. It's not. I don't think it's as bad now as it used to be.
Well, I wonder because my doctor had mask on Monday when I went in to see
COVID's
her.
still here. It ain't going to go anywhere.
And I knew she had it off for a while, but she had it back on when I went to see her Monday. So, yes, this is Buddy's first Valentine's Day, and I'm not going to give him chocolate. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to give him chocolate. But he got a lot of chicken this morning. So, okay. Kathy says that the Moonstone's her favorite patio villa layout too. Yeah, I mean, it's different from some of the others. I mean, the others are nice, but like I said, it's a little bit different from some of them. And I was just thrilled with that amount of cabinets. I mean, I need cabinet space, and I was thrilled with that amount of cabinets. And I'd just never seen it in a villa before. But yeah, Kathy, I figured that out, that Martin was the hubby. Ron 5850 says, I was pleasantly surprised when I had a sliced hard-boiled egg on toast and avocado. It's definitely not my style, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, it wasn't something that we never did it in Indiana.
I don't do it now.
Like I said, it was
I think
something that they did.
avocados are disgusting.
It was something they did in California.
It's a mouthful of mush.
Although my son's a chef, and he made the best guacamole. He really, really did. That was the only time I ever ate it. But like I said, I went with Deb, and she loved avocado toast at, what is that restaurant? There's it's the Fireman's Restaurant. I can't think of the name of it.
Fireman's Restaurant.
It's a breakfast place. They've got one over here, and they've got one.
First Responders.
No.
I guess what it's called, First Responders, right?
No.
Oh.
But anyhow, when she would eat it there, finally I said, I've got to try this, She liked it so much, I got to try it. And after I tried it, I really liked it. And I said, at first, I thought there is no taste. It's just mush, But like I said, if you add a few goodies to it, why, it's really, really good. Let's see.
Got a message from Robin. Remember Robin? We met him up here.
Yes.
Her and her husband. So Thanksgiving, so hope you are both doing well. We are doing well, except for the freezing temps here in Oklahoma. 17 degrees right now with a wind chill of 2.
Oh my gosh.
School is closed today, so I'm watching videos from Sue and Deb's shopping adventures.
Oh.
Those are old videos.
Yeah, those are old videos.
I'm really enjoying them. The ladies would be fun to go shopping with. Listen, if you go shopping with Sue and Deb, just pack a lunch because this is an all-day thing.
Well, if you think about it, the store's going on until 10. So we usually leave it at 10. And then we was always home in time to fix dinner at 5. So, no problem.
Not necessarily true. I know I'm here.
Well, bus trips are later sometimes, but other than that, we always made it back by 5.
Sometimes I got an email saying, hey, I'm on my way home now. Do you want me to stop and get you something to eat?
Yeah. Yeah, because I hate it.
That's because it's way after 5 o'clock.
Well, because you're a big boy. And I said, for you to wait all day just for me to come home and fix your dinner was a little insane.
I don't cook unless it's in a can. And then when I tell her what to get me in a can so I can cook it, she goes, oh, I shouldn't eat that because that's bad for you. So I eat nothing.
Say it again. Yes, I have the best wife. Okay. Oh, Kathy B says, yes, enjoying our time in the villages. My husband and I will be at the Friday lunch. Good. Love to see you.
Who's going to be there?
Kathy B in the 603.
Is she on the list?
Yes.
If not, I'll say make sure you put her on the list. So
She
we'll
was on the
make
list.
sure there'll be chairs there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about this room that you're talking about.
Like I said, I got it covered. I do this every
I don't
month.
know how big the room is.
Well, I have done it.
What if we had 150 people coming?
That might be a push.
I don't think we'll ever see that.
Well, no, but I mean, and eventually we got more than what we normally have, or we will have. But like I said, when we get up to the 40 range, that's when my ladies' lunch, when we get up to the 40 range, that's where it's hard to, like I said, I have to do a country club or something like that has the extra room. You can't go to just any restaurant. And there's a lot of restaurants I'd like to go to now that I can't go to because, 15 is too many. I wanted to try the new Italian restaurant in Spanish Springs. And I said, and they're not able to handle a group over 12 right now. Now, after they get a little meat on the bones after they work for a little bit. Then they'll probably open it up. But right now, that's what they said they were going to stop it at 12. And I usually have, more than that. So I just said we'll just wait. And I said I think you'll like Napolinos. And it was what are you doing?
Hello?
Yes, Skip.
Can you hear me?
Sorta. You sound like you're in a chamber.
I'm outside in the lanai.
Lost you. Are you there?
I said I'm outside in the lanai.
Outside where?
You guys have got the worst cell phone reception up there in that damn mountain.
It's not mine. I can hear you. You can hear me, sorta, sometimes.
I get that echo effect once in a while.
Yeah, I know, but you gotta call me back then.
No, we're going to be done. I just called you because we're live on Porch Settin and you're on the air.
You little sneak, you.
Traveling Linda.
Yeah, we just thought we'd call so you can say hi to everybody.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Skip and Sue.
Judy P's on here.
Huh?
I said Judy P's on here.
Oh, Judy's there too? Wonderful. Hi, Judy P.
Yeah, my whole W&L crew's on here except, let me guess, who is not on here? Oh, that would be you.
Jose's not here.
You fired your W&L crew.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about it. People wanting us to do it again, and I said, I don't know. We have to think about it. Something to do. I don't know.
When are you going to pay us?
The connection here is getting worse.
I'm waiting for my paychecks to come in,
Is that why you're up in the mountain?
Well, whenever I do W&L.
Well, you can't, because you told me just the other day that even Amazon couldn't make deliveries up there.
That is true. They did have a problem getting up here. And yesterday I found a gift at the bottom of our driveway, that quarter-mile-long driveway. There was a get-well gift for Roy at the bottom of the hill. They didn't want a chance coming up the driveway.
Well, how did you get it?
I was coming back from visiting, and I saw a big plastic box wrapped at the bottom. So I thought, what the heck is that? Did somebody leave trash at the bottom of my hill? And I went to go get it, and it turned out it was one of those basket gifts, that has like a get well stuff in there for him. So I saw it, and I brought it home. But apparently the truck didn't want to work its way up my quarter mile of actually you can see the driveway now. It's just real muddy.
Don't get into the story about how I had to call you up one night because I got lost and couldn't even find your driveway.
That's why I had to stand out in the freeway and wave my arms so you could see me.
All right. Well, tell Frank we said hi. Is he still?
Okay.
He's still in the hospital then, huh?
He's still in the hospital. Yeah, I'm going down there in a few hours.
All right. Well, we'll let you go and everything. So give Jasmine a pat on the head.
I will. You do the same with Buddy.
Buddy's driving me crazy.
He's the cutest little guy ever.
Yeah, you say that now because you ain't got to deal with him.
Well, I'll get back there soon so I can.
All right, man. You get back here soon.
All right. Thanks for the call.
See
Bye,
ya.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy Valentine's. Yeah, that was Linda. Our Linda out in California, and her hubby's still sickly. So when he gets well, hopefully they'll make it back here. And we miss them. We do.
If you're ever part of my W&L crew, you never know what's going to happen with me.
Oh, Mr. Marlin says, pray for me. My days in the villages are coming to an end. Oh, do you have to go back home? Or
Well, if we're praying for him, I'm going to guess that he's sick.
oh, well, let's hope not.
Well, why else would you pray? I'm just saying, I could be totally wrong here.
Well, we'll keep you in our prayers anyhow. And yes, Judy P. Buddy has grown. He's up to 4 pounds now. And I took him to the vet the other day, and he had a ball. He loved it. And he even got a shot and just didn't act like he even knew it.
I got to find the live show here because that ain't me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just a recording of what we just did.
Linda C. said the Big Bend of Florida, Tallahassee area is also known as the armpit of the nation.
Tallahassee, Florida's called. Oh yeah, because it's up there on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And Jerry, we don't know when Linda's going to make it back. Hopefully, in a month or two when Roy's able to make the trip. Right now, he had a hip replacement, so he's having to do a lot of physical therapy. And so, like I said, making the trip back here because they went out in the motorhome, and I'm assuming she's wanting to come back in the motorhome so she can bring it with her. So
she has to.
Well, like I said, she doesn't have to. She could leave it there, but like I said, he's got to be in pretty good shape to be able to make that kind of a trip. That's a long trip. And
well, they're not roughing it out there.
Well, no, but
they've got a nice place on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and they got snow. I mean, they got unbelievable snow. When everybody else was getting rain and getting washed out and everything, they had snow up there on the mountain, and they'd never seen that kind of snow before. And I was wondering if remember that helicopter that went down? It went down in the Paimaka Mountains, that's the mountain range that she's in, and I don't know if she knew anything. She knew anything about that or not. Whether it was near them, I don't think it was. It was. I think they said Pine Valley, and that's not near them, but it's that mountain range anyhow. Kathy D says that's what the armpit of the nations is what they called Pittsburgh when they
when I worked with a bunch of guys in Indiana that came from Michigan, they would say, I live on the third finger in Michigan, or I live in the thumb of Michigan, because if you look at Michigan, it looks like a mitt, but he would go like that. He goes, see, this is Michigan. He said, I live about right here.
Well, I know somebody told me, I said something about the up the other day, and they said, no, it's not the up, it's the UP. And I know that. I just, just by passing, just say the up. We had a friend that lived up there, and that's what he always called it. So, Overjoy says, I was wondering if any restaurants were only open seasonally.
Here? No, most restaurants here is open year round.
Yeah.
Especially now because the Villages is past 150,000 residents now and growing. And they say roughly 65% now are full-time because they've retired now. They don't snowbird anymore. So if you figure 65% of 150,000, the restaurants here, I know that in all the squares they stay open year round. And all the restaurants I go to that's around the Villages, they're open all year round. So if there's any seasonal restaurants, I don't know who they are.
There's some that, there's not very many even that close on holidays. I mean, the country clubs are open even on holidays. So, but like I said, they have a good patronage, and because a lot of people here don't cook. And especially the guys that are here by themselves, they're not cooking.
Well,
and JP, you didn't have to because I had you down. I asked you, and you said yes, so I had you down.
What's that?
She asked if she sent her RSVP.
She never sends an RSVP.
She did to me.
Oh, hey,
So.
Who's running this thing?
Overjoy says, many live streams I watch only have 120 plus people watching live. People tune in later, and I noticed your subscriber numbers increased this month. Yeah.
My subscriber numbers increases every month.
Yeah.
I mean, I average, and I'm not the biggest channel here at all anymore, but every time I check my analytics, I'm averaging between 200 and 300 people a month. And that's why the thumbs up doesn't make sense to me. You have 15,000 people, and you do a video that has 5,000 views. That means 5,000 people watch this thing, and then you have 150 thumbs up. And I just don't get that at all. I just don't, and I never will.
Oh, Wrestler says, Skip said Buddy is like a 2-year-old. Sue should not notice any difference since she has been living with Skip for years. That's right, Wrestler. Same thing to me.
See bad mouthing me?
He said Luann said that.
Oh, yeah. No, he blames everything on Luann, but she ain't saying anything.
Okay.
That's him saying it.
Kathy D said the water treatment plant can be seen from Moultrie Creek, not Dabney. Okay.
I don't even know where Moultrie Creek is.
Well, I said that's the one that's going to be closest to Eastport.
Oh, I don't know where Eastport is.
Oh, Melanie G says, don't you go anywhere. We love watching your lives. Would miss you both if you stopped. Well, thank you, Melanie. I mean, I
just need 5,000 people to say that.
Yeah. And I said, we talked to you guys. I feel like I know you people. And like I said, I've met so many of you. I've met everybody. But I've met so many of you, and I feel like you're friends. We talk to you every Wednesday. We talk to hundreds of you, and I said we really feel like you are our fans. Oh, cool. Yeah, Betty's asleep. Let's see. But I said we weren't going anywhere right away. You know, eventually there'll be a time where we'll be too old to mess with this, truthfully. You know, we're not young pups anymore. And I said eventually the mind's gonna go.
My mind's already gone.
Well,
slowly but surely. Matter of fact, last doctor appointment I had, she wanted to send me in for dementia testing.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not doing that. She said, why wouldn't you? I said, why do I need to know that? I said, give me time and I'll forget all about it.
Oh, Brett says, do you remember Duff's? Yes, I remember Duff's. I really liked it.
What?
Duff's. It was a smorgasbord.
Duffy's?
Duff's, yeah.
Duff's?
Wasn't that in Greenwood, I think?
There were several Duff's, I think.
Were there?
Yeah, there was one in close to Greenwood, I think, because Overnight had a meeting down there one time, a mandatory meeting, and they told us that, and truckers, to get everybody to show up to the meeting, come to Duff's. Dinner's on us. So
Yeah.
that place was full of truckers in there, and we were eating it up.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And let's see.
Where else? There was another smorgasbord along 69 up there, kind of close to Muncie. Now they got like a RV sales lot in there at the Muncie exit off 69, and that used to be a smorgasbord right there. I can't think of the name. Mom and Dad liked going in there. I went in there a couple times with them. Can't think of the name of it either. Back then it was called smorgasbord. Now it's called a buffet.
Yeah.
All you can eat buffet.
Yeah.
I like smorgasbord better.
Yeah, about the only one still around is the Golden Corral. That's about the only ones that I know of that are still around. Most
We
of
have
them
a
are not
Golden
visiting.
Corral here, but every time I go by it, it must be a really good one because the parking lot's always full.
Yeah. Oh, First Watch, that's the name of that restaurant. You're right, Marcia. I could not think of it, but I know they have one over here on 466A, the brand new one. And then and we went to the other one too. But like I said, they had the avocado toast that she liked so well.
Avocado's disgusting. I had it in California. I've never had a good avocado anywhere. One, the texture is bad. It's like eating a mouthful of mush. And two is, if you eat raw avocado, it has no flavor whatsoever. You have to put lemon juice, garlic powder, something in there to give it some kind of flavor. People eat it because I think it's basically, probably got some minerals in it that's good for you. And it's probably no fat. You know, that'd be my guess, because you can't be eating it because you actually like avocado. Avocado has no flavor. It's like eating cardboard.
It's not. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, Sam Z with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Sammy.
Oh, thanks, Sam. And then
Says,
yes.
Skip, I hope you get Cherries Jubilee for Valentine's Day. Porch Setting, my favorite show. Big thanks. No problem. We don't mind doing it. I just like to see the show itself grow in popularity, and it's not. And that's just a bottom line facts of it. It's just not growing.
Kathy D says, you guys were a big part of us moving here. We are here and still love watching you. Well, I'm glad you still like us.
You know, that was one of my
taste.
That was one of my, not a pet peeve, one of my things. And I just say that because there's other YouTube channels that watch. They don't comment, but they watch. Is that's a hard thing to get used to, being a YouTube creator. And that's what we are, is we're creators. When I do my taxes, I'm considered to be a producer. So anyway, you do these live things. If you do live, if you just do videos, you probably wouldn't notice it, but we do live because I like doing live. And you get to talking to people, and you recognize the names and things like that. And then they buy a house here in the villages, and then 6 months later, you never hear from them again. And we understand that they got things to do. They're meeting neighbors, or they're cleaning their house, or doing whatever they're doing. But then all of a sudden, it's like having an uncle that just that died yesterday. You don't hear from him again, and that's how it feels. It feels like We don't hear from these people anymore.
Marcia says the reason I haven't been on much lately is I have been having sleeping issues at night. I fell asleep at sunup and slept until 1 or 2.
That's me.
Yeah, and he does that too. And I said I usually have to make sure he's up by noon to start this because sometimes he's up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And
I was up late last night trying to edit the thing we did here with the scratch off cards and stuff. May have to do it over. It's because when we're scratching, the table's shaking and the video's shaking. So
well, that's okay. I figured it'd probably be pretty boring.
I don't know. I had an idea, and I don't know, it may not work. We may just do the like we do before, just
the vendors.
Yeah, the vendors.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck, Marcia. You know, I every once in a while I'll have some medicine that'll do that to me, but normally I'm dead asleep at 9 o'clock. I get up really early, and my walking wears me out, and like I said, I don't have any trouble when I go to bed. I'm out. And Buddy's put a crook in my routine, so I haven't been walking every day.
Are you getting up at 2 in the morning and take him out?
Yes.
See, I knew it.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, you can take him out at the 2 in the morning walks too. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and I do, but yeah, and I said, I just found a little trick. Instead of taking him out at 2 o'clock in the morning, I put him in the bathtub. He knows.
So we're teaching him now we're going to try to teach him to go outside, but if he don't, then we're going to try to teach him to use this mat. And if that don't work, then we're going to put him in the tub.
Anything to keep it off my floor.
This just confuses the dog to no end.
That's anything to keep it off the floor. I don't care, that time of the morning.
Look at him sleeping. Look how he's sleeping. He's such a dummy. I really believe we got a dog that's a slow learner.
The front part of him is outside of the bed. But yeah. I wish you luck, Marcia, because I know how that feels. Overjoyed said we had a dust in Fort Lauderdale, and it was always packed. They even made pre-cooked Thanksgiving dinners with all the fixings. I look forward to it every year. Yeah, I remember dust being pretty good. And the thing I liked about it, and I said back then I wasn't as fussy about my food either, but I always liked that I could get things that, I didn't never do a lot of steaks or pork chops or fried food like that. I never did. And so I could get the lasagna and the shrimp.
100% true. What's that one steak you like that I can't stand to look at?
Oh, I do love prime rib.
Prime rib.
Yeah, I haven't had it in such a long time, but
looks like it's a bloody plate mess. Yeah,
with horseradish. I always love the prime rib. But like I said, I just never ate that much cooked foods. And but like I said, at the smorgasbord, I can get what I wanted. I didn't have to, if we go to a steakhouse.
Marcia says, actually, avocado is a healthy fat.
Yes. Yeah, and if you have to have any fat, you might as well have a healthy one, right?
I don't know. Doctor never told me there was a such thing called a healthy fat.
Wow. I use avocado oil when I cook.
All I ever hear about is triglycerides and the I'm going to say LCD. Is that it? Lousy. L stands for lousy, and the other one.
Your lipids are.
No. It's always my triglycerides are always off, and the lousy cholesterol test, the LCD, whatever it's called. That's all I hear about. So I just keep saying, just give me a pill. I'll be like that. As long as I take that pill, I can eat anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
My dad actually thought that. We tried to talk to him, but you got to remember at the time we were talking to him, we didn't realize he had early onset dementia. It's something that you can't hardly recognize when it's on the early stages. But we'd go to the we knew he had bypass. He just had bypass surgery. And a year or so later, we're going out to eat, and he always ordered fried chicken if he could get it. He loved his fried chicken. And I mentioned to him one time, I said, Dad, are you really supposed to have all these? Now, this is when he was younger, not when he got older. And he goes, yeah, I take a pill for it now. They give me a pill. He said, as long as I take that pill, he said, I can eat anything I want. I don't think that's the way it works, Dad.
I know Dick thought that about his sugar pills.
Yeah.
Or his insulin, yeah. He thought as long as he took his insulin, and all his stuff for diabetes, he could eat anything he wanted.
Yeah.
And he always took his test to make sure what his sugar was. And I said he kind of judged it. Oh, it's up. I'm going to take an extra pill. I know it don't work that way, but yeah. James Poinier says from New Jersey, and I enjoy your Friday show, The Village's News. He does a lot of work on that news. He really does. I mean, it's a all week thing, but it does. I think it looks very good. It looks very professional.
They don't look professional.
Other than the monkey.
I just have fun with it. I'm giving you the real news. The news is the real news.
Yeah.
But then while I'm doing the news, I might goof around a little bit. I give you my opinion. Anytime you hear a comment, that's just my opinion. That's all it is. When I'll talk about somebody in a golf cart getting pulled over for a DUI, and then I'll throw a comment in there, and it's kind of true. I'll say, this is why I tell people when you come down here in the winter, be very careful. Watch what you're doing when you walk. Watch what you do when you're in a golf cart, because a lot of these people are driving around here, they're drunk. That's. I just try to make points. That's all.
J.C. Comer says, if you're a basketball fan, Skip and Sue, make sure you watch Iowa women tomorrow night. Said Caitlin Clark. Well, I lost it.
Who's what? Where?
I lost
I'm not a basketball fan. I'm not a sports fan at all of anything.
Yeah, there it
But
is.
I do like to watch the highlights of the best. Like I did watch the Super Bowl, because that's the best of the best. I do watch the World Series. That's the best of the
It
best.
says Caitlin Clark is going to break the old-time scoring record for women. I love it. Yeah, I haven't actually watched basketball since Reggie Miller retired. I'm the same way with football. When Peyton left, I watch it off and on. And with basketball, it was Reggie Miller. And I said, other than that, I really don't pay any attention. But that'd be something to see her watch make the record.
Hogan says, who's moderating the moderators? Me. I'm the only one that's got a button that I can take the moderation format away from them.
Sam Z says 150
I've
in
never
the
had
chat.
to do that, and I don't tend to do that, but
Nothing
I
to
could.
snicker about.
Hmm?
I said, Sam says 150 in the chat. Nothing to snicker at, Skip. You're popular.
Nah, with 15,000, think about it. 150, what is that? Less than 1% of anybody? No. If I was on TV right now, they'd cancel me right now.
Overjoyed says it's a niche audience, which makes it stand out. You're not going to get 1 million subs. It would be nice, but yeah, we know that.
No, but for as long as I've been doing it, and this is bottom line, for as long as I've been doing this, how come I'm not the number one YouTuber here? I have forgotten more about this place than what these other people even know. But yet, they got more subscribers than me in a shorter period of time. And that's a fact.
Flycaster says I do all my cooking with avocado oil. Avocado oil has a high smoke point.
LSD.
Yeah.
Jerry says LSD. That's an illegal drug.
Oh.
It's not LSD. Is Jerry messing with me again? LSD. Stop it! LSD.
Yeah, I don't use a lot of cooking oil. I saute
G-Bree
most
says
everything.
LDL. That sounds more like it.
Yes.
LDL. Lousy. I don't know what it stands for. I know the L stands for lousy, and then there was another one, and that stands for HDL, LDL. H is good, LDL is bad. And I remember that because the L means lousy.
Right.
Right.
So,
I don't know how we got on that subject to start with.
I don't either.
Overjoy says LDL, so that's it.
Okay. Let's see.
Denise
Am I in the room?
Halabadi. Is that an L? HL? Halabadi. Says Happy Valentine's Day. I didn't even realize it was Valentine's Day till Sue said something.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, happy Valentine's Day to you too, huh? Yeah, it's just, to us, it's Wednesday.
Flycast says I do all my cooking with avocado oil. I'll tell you what, talking about oil, I'm thinking about this a while back. Years ago, everything was cooked in lard, just lard. And the French fries had a very crisp on the outside and they were, moist on the inside. They were very good. And now all of a sudden we got this oil where half the time my French fries right here at the house, they don't come out crisp. They come out limp. They're brown like it should be crisp, but they're limp. And then the oil has a funny smell when it heats up. And the smell gets through the whole house. And I don't like it at all. And whatever oil it is, and I've been checking, and she's got canola oil. I'm thinking I'm done with canola oil. It stinks.
Okay. I do cook your stuff in canola oil.
We used to use peanut oil. I don't know why we quit.
Well, you bought the peanut oil. I would never buy peanut oil.
Why not?
Well, I don't like it.
You don't eat fried foods anyway.
No.
So you don't count.
I don't like cooking with it.
Why not?
And I do the cooking.
You have to have a reason why not. You just can't say I don't like it. There's got to be a reason why not. Peanut oil's got a high smoke temperature.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe I just get me a bucket of lard. They don't call it lard anymore. What do they call it? Crisco.
Crisco. And I was buying the sticks of Crisco. But, we're to that age where they say don't do that.
I don't eat that much to even worry about it. They always say in moderation. I have French fries, once every 2 or 3 weeks? People make such a big deal over a little bit of nothing.
Oh, Melody, you like my shirt. I love this shirt too.
See, when I'm dead and I'm laying in my coffin, you can walk up and go, told you so.
I will. You know I will. Jerry Bell says seed oil is really bad for you.
What oil?
Seed oil.
Seed oil?
Yeah.
What is seed oil? You mean like sesame seed oil and sunflower seed oil? Is that what you're talking about? It may be true. I don't know that. I know the big oil that they're pushing on farmers, especially in certain areas of the United States. Indiana's starting to get into it because I think the co-op now, they have a market for it, is canola. They're starting to grow a lot of canola.
Oh, Tom Brown says, I love your attitude. It's similar to mine. I am moving there next month. Oh my gosh, 2 of you? I'm not sure we can take it.
Buy the house next door to me. Oh, it's not for sale anymore.
Oh, yeah. Mary
Isn't there a
Louise,
couple of them back here, though?
there's one on Boise and one on Ichabod.
Are they the big high-dollar houses or
No.
medium houses?
One's $395 and one's $420.
They're both around 400.
Yeah.
So we got 2 of them here. This is a good location, especially if you want to play golf.
But it doesn't have a golf cart garage, neither
But
one.
we're just far enough away from Brownwood Square that we don't hear the noise at night. And I'm just far away enough from our neighborhood rec center where I don't hear any pickleball noise. But we're just close enough to the adult pool we can walk to the mailbox. This is a good location for all that.
Yeah, this is a good location for just about everything. So
Yeah.
Mary
The
Louise
problem here
Mathis,
is there's too many old people that lives in my neighborhood.
you keep saying that. What do you consider old there?
Anybody older than me?
Oh, well. Mary Lou Mathis says, we appreciate you even when we don't say so. The news is one of our favorites. Happy Valentine's Day. Well, thank you, Mary Louise. Like I said, he puts a lot of work in on that news.
I watch the views on it. Just a little clue, a little hint. Every Friday when the news comes out at 6 o'clock, well, Patreons get it on Wednesday, and the YouTube members get it on Thursday, and then YouTube gets it 6 o'clock Friday. Well, on Friday when it hits YouTube, I know what my Patreon members, my YouTube members do every week. They get it commercial free. I know how many members I got, so I don't pay attention to it there. I know what I got. But on YouTube, the first 2 hours that it's up, from 6 until 8 o'clock, I'm watching the views like every 10 minutes. And so if you want to get a reaction from me, make a comment on any of the news within the first 2 hours of it coming up, and I'm going to answer you right back. I can't guarantee that I can answer every comment because I get a lot of them sometimes. But if you do it within the first 2 hours of the news, I'm probably sitting right there watching it. And as soon as it pops up, I'll answer you right back.
Yeah. And Tom, whereabouts are you moving to? If you're moving down next month, or do you know yet? Maybe you're just on an expedition, see where you want to go. And Marcia says, thanks for the super chat. Ron, did I miss that?
Flycaster says Crisco is vegetable oil, lard is animal fat.
I did. Ron Pass says happy Valentine's Day and happy Easter.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it, man. Are you coming down? You keep talking like you're coming down, but I haven't seen you yet. Animal fat. Yeah, we had lard. Whenever Mom and Dad would take a hog in to get it slaughtered, we always come back with like a 5-gallon can of lard.
Yeah.
So I assume it's pork. I don't know if you can buy that stuff anymore. I'll tell you something else they used to bring back from the butcher too. Remember cracklins?
Yes.
We used to get cracklins.
And news you get at the store is not the same.
No, the cracklins, I mean the real cracklins.
Yeah.
And I liked them. Sometimes you got one or two that had hair in it. But,
I never ate those things.
oh, gosh, I did. I liked them.
Yeah. But, Overjoy says, until your channel, I was getting turned off because it seemed like a Stepford wife community. I understand that.
Actually, it kind of is.
Yeah. Captain B in a 603 says, which Wawa seems to have all the trouble at it?
Say it again.
Which Wawa has all the trouble at it?
It's the one up there by Southern Trade Shopping Plaza.
It's on 466.
Actually, it's not too far from where the Wildwood tiny homes are at.
Yeah, 466 and 301.
Yeah, the Wildwood tiny homes is kind of like next door to that Wawa. That would concern me because that Wawa seems like it attracts an awful lot of druggies, and I seen it on the news today that they got had some problem up there yesterday or 5 in the morning. Some guy went in there and he was drunk. He goes inside the store and he starts raising hell with the cashier lady in there about the improper parking in the handicap parking out front. He said, there's people parked out here that don't have a handicap sticker. And the lady says, sir, he said, I can't do anything about that. And he said, I want you to call the police. He's demanding her to do that. She said, I'm not calling the police. Actually, I don't know if she even has the authorities to do it. It might be a manager has to do that. So anyway, he goes outside. He stands in front of the guy's car door that's inside the store that has this car parked in this handicap parking spot. The guy wants to get in his car. The guy won't let him in the car. And the guy that's drunk actually made a 911 call to report this guy. Police show up. The guy that's drunk and raised hell, they arrested him for making a false 911 call. It's just nuts up there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. John Hogan says, Skip is the village's OG content creator, still the best, often copied, never equaled. I'll go along with that. I found a video that was, I knew it wasn't his. I mean, it was his video, but somebody else put it up. And I didn't know what it was. And so I asked him about it, and he told me that there was some guy that was putting up snippets. And, it's not unusual to have that happen, but it's nice if you ask first. I mean, you don't have to. I don't know if there's a law against it.
There is, because all my video is my property.
Right.
It's my intellectual property. And so he's copyrighting me. And, I sent him a thing saying, you didn't ask my permission to put this up. I'd appreciate it if they would. I probably would have told him it was okay. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
And I think he did it out of love. I don't think, he was being facetious about it.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to be mean or anything. But the way he did it was he takes a camera, sets it in front of a TV, I guess. He records the show and then puts it on his channel. And that's illegal. You're not going to go to prison. But it's copyright infractions. You're not supposed to do that. But he only does 30 or 40 seconds at a time. And so I just kind of let it go.
Yeah. Ruth Rager says, LOL means lousy damn lipids. Yes. And Lily's Graham says she don't like the taste of peanut oil. Yeah, I didn't either. It's
Is that why we quit using it?
It's not a real strong taste, but it's just something.
Well, what oil do you have to use to have good French fries? It's just good French fries. Crisco. That's a vegetable oil.
Well, like I said, that's not a vegetable oil.
I'm telling you, I just read it right there. Jerry says the vegetable oil.
Lard
is animal fat.
Yeah.
Crisco is vegetable oil.
Oh. Well, I thought Crisco was.
I don't know what it is. Jerry wouldn't lie to me. Bacon fat never fails.
Well, that works too.
We don't have enough bacon fat to make French fries.
I use the freeze-dried bacon. It's just put in the microwave. It's easy. We don't do that much bacon.
I do kind of like it. I wish they'd make it a little thicker, though.
Yeah. And it depends on what brand you buy.
It's all you ever got. Everything is paper thin.
Yeah.
So if I want to make a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, well, actually for me it'd be a bacon, mayo, tomato sandwich, no lettuce. Yeah. I got to have like 2 layers of that stuff. Yeah. So like really almost one whole pack for a sandwich.
Yeah. And I said, but since we don't use it that much, I said we use that freeze-dried stuff, keep it in the freezer in case somebody decides they want a sandwich or something, but it's not very thick now. You can use that half a pack just for one sandwich.
But I do like it because even like in the microwave in a motorhome, it's a very simple breakfast, a very simple snack. 30 seconds in the microwave and you're done.
Yeah, yep, it does come in handy.
Yeah, and then summer months in the RV, if you guys know anything about, you really don't want to cook in there on the stove because it overheats the RV. The microwave comes in. And what's the other thing that people are using nowadays? Air fryers?
Yeah.
A lot of air fryers. I might consider that. I don't know anything about cooking. What do I know about cooking?
Our oven has an air fryer in it.
Well, what's that stuff called that we get that's freeze dried? You just take hot water and you put it in there, microwave it, you take it out and you eat it.
Oh, the noodles?
But what's that kind of food called? That's called something.
Oh.
Kind of like TV dinners is fast food, but they call them TV dinner. But anyway, that's the earlier kind of stuff I like to carry around in the microwave because it doesn't spoil. And you can carry it around for weeks at a time and it never goes bad. And you can eat it anytime you want to. The other day when I was over at the motorhome working, I pulled the can of, what they call, I called you about it, beef stew. I found a can of beef stew stuck way back in the cabinet. And I called Sue about it because the top of the can itself, where you had the pull off lid, there was a little bit of rust on the edge of it. And I asked Sue, I said, how long does this stuff last in a can? Forever? I didn't know. She said, look at the expiration date, and I did. And she said, well, it should be good, so I ate it. I didn't die, so it must have been okay.
Yeah, and the rust wasn't anywhere near the food, so, okay. And
I used to like TV dinners. My favorite was Banquet. The chicken dinner, you had like 3 things in there of chicken, mashed potatoes, and they always had some stupid corn that really wasn't all that good. But I really liked the chicken. You can't even get that stuff anymore.
No, and they do have it, but now they have a chicken breast, like everybody else has. You didn't used to get a.
What's the popularity of chicken breasts? Everybody's got chicken breast, but nobody's got a wing.
And well, and wings are popular too.
They never used to be. They used to be junk. They used to grind them up for dog food.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's a big deal to go to one of the bars.
Chicken breast used to be the #1 cut for a chicken or a turkey. #1. Now all of a sudden it's wings, chicken breast. Everybody's got chicken breast.
Yeah. Well, I never did wings because there's nothing to them.
I like them.
Huh?
I like them.
Well, I know you like them, but I mean, there's nothing to them. You had to eat 20.
I'll take 20.
Ann Welter says, got here late. We are expected to receive anywhere between 2 and 4 inches of snow here in Minnesota. Oh, honey.
I thought they was having like a nor'easter up in Rhode Island and New York.
She's in Minnesota.
I know it, but I thought that's where the nor'easter was at. There today. So if it's snowing in Minnesota, is that going to loop around and go back?
No, it was only on the East Coast. It wasn't.
No, I'm saying that's today, the nor'easter. So if she's in Minnesota, that could be snowstorm #2 that the nor'eastern people better get used to. It might be heading their way. Huh. Usually it comes down like that, curves around, passes Indiana. We never know how deep in Indiana it goes. It could go all the way south, or maybe just the northern half of Indiana. Curves around and goes right up to the east coast over there, and it may hit them, may not.
Yeah, okay.
You listen to Weatherman Smith here. I can tell you how it works.
Okay.
By the way, WrestleMania yesterday was talking about putting a bunch of stuff up for Healthy Home Cooking videos. He's got to get done, and I told him, I says, her channel for some reason it just seems like it's taking a long time to take off. It's just a really slow starter, and it really should be doing better than it's doing. So jokingly, I didn't realize I was probably on speakerphone and she was listening. I said, you should come up with a different idea for presenting the video. The video's fine, just to present it. I said, years ago, everybody had the news. Everybody had the weather. So it didn't make any difference what channel you watched. It was just the news, and it was the weather, and everybody reported the exact same news no matter what. I said, but then one guy had this idea, and I think it started like in England, of doing the weather different. And literally overnight, that weather channel worldwide took over everybody. And he goes, I wonder what that was. I said, as she presented the weather, slowly but surely in the news, slowly but surely she took clothes off. It was called the Naked News or something like that. I said, maybe Healthy Home Cooking should do something like that.
Wow. Not clickbait?
It's their channel.
Yeah, okay. Anyhow. Marcia says she loves olive oil, Spanish olive oil. Yeah, I do too. But I said, I don't use
Need to
too
cook
much
French
oil.
fries then?
And no, it wouldn't be good
Oh.
for French fries. It's got a
It's
taste.
good olive oil. Last time you had some really good olive oil, I poured it on my salad.
Yeah, but that's what it's for, because it's got a taste to it. And I said, you don't want to do that kind of cooking in it, I don't think, but I don't.
Seems to me I took some of that real good olive oil we had once and I put it on some pizza.
Yeah, and that's okay. Let's see.
Swanson, I remember that name. Is this still around? Swanson TV
Oh,
dinners?
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
How much are TV dinners now?
I don't know. I haven't bought any in forever.
Well, I'm just saying the price of everything around here has went up so high that maybe it's cheaper just to go out and eat.
Well, like I said, it is just about everywhere. So, let's see.
But in the middle of the night, around 10 o'clock at night is when I start getting my munchies. Because back when I worked, that's about the time of day or night that I was stopping, my first stop at night, to get me a snack and a cup of coffee on my way to Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's still with me to this day. Around 10 o'clock, Sue's in bed, and she probably hears me opening and shutting the refrigerator door and slamming the cabinet doors. I'm looking for something to eat. And I really don't need it. You know, I read somewhere that if you are a late night snacker, you have 50% higher chances of suffering a stroke. Don't know why that is, but my doctor told me a long time ago, and I never forgot it. He said on my high blood pressure pills, I said I take them all at once. I got high blood pressure,
High
cholesterol, and stomach pills. And then I take this vitamin D thing or whatever it's called because it's supposed to get that in your system quicker somehow. And he said, how do you take your pills? I said, all at once. I'm not messing around all day. I just take them all at once. So he said, well, you can do that. He said, but if I can recommend anything, he said, when do you go to bed? I said, oh, God. I'm late. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on an average when I go to bed. He said, okay. He said, if I can recommend something, he said, about 1 hour before you go to bed, take your high blood pressure pill. I said, why is that? He said, because most heart attacks occur between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning.
I believe that. 4 o'clock seems like the deadline for all bad things to happen. 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody I've known that had a baby, got sick, it was like at 4 o'clock every morning. And I know that there's a reason for that. In your sleeping cycle and what have you, but because I'd read that once before, there was a reason for it being that time in the morning. Because the heart attacks, the strokes, like I said, even having babies.
Yeah, well, they just know statistics that I never even heard of before. Mm-hmm. So now I kind of do that. I take all my pills at once, but I wait till about midnight and then take them all.
Okay. Let's see. Where are we?
Family Man. Hey, I think that's new to our channel, The Family Man. If you are new, welcome.
Yeah.
My wife made us stop eating processed foods about a year ago. Yeah, I hear that a lot too about processed foods, the chemicals they put in it, a lot of salt for preservatives. I hear that a lot. During my last physical, my blood work had significantly improved. I didn't want to do it, but now I'm eating crow. Now I'm eating crow. Well, I can tell you that the last time I went in for a physical, it's been a month ago, 2 months ago. When I went in, you went with me. I have to take her with me because I can't hear the doctor.
Went in December.
And I had lost about 5 pounds, or was it 4 pounds? 4 or 5 pounds.
I thought you'd lost more than that. I thought you'd lost more than that.
Maybe it was more than that. I do find I weigh 245 kind of on an average. I get down to say 238, 239. My blood pressure is normal without any pills at all. It's when I get up to 245 it starts going a little bit of Rudy Kazootie. So I know where I'm at there. I think we all play games with it. Oh, I'm down 239. I can have that Cherry Jubilee.
Yes, it's like taking another pill. Yeah. Okay. Kathy D says, my sister-in-law and her honey come to visit us for a few days and now coming down for a lifestyle visit in August. Oh, well, wonderful. I wish I could get more of my family down here. That would be really, really nice. But, oh, well, sometimes it's everybody, like, listen, my brother come down here, he loved it down here, but they're cold weather people. They live outside of Chicago and they go to Canada for vacation. Actually, right now they're in Charleston. And I said, boy, it'd be pretty chilly near the water at this time of year, but they like that. You know, they kayak in the cold weather, and so the hot weather is not their thing. But yeah, good for you. I hope maybe they decide to come down and join us.
Martin says he bought a Ninja Foodie when he retired. Oh, what the hell is that?
That's what Jessie had. That's what the air fryer that she had.
Oh, it's an air fryer?
Well, like I said, there's one that does 2 or 3 different things.
So it's a pressure cooker, steamer, slow cooker, yogurt, sear, saute, air crisper.
Okay.
It's like a one-shop stop.
Well, and I've got a hot pot that does the same thing. And I said it takes the place of the slow cooker.
What I'm looking at is wattage. Something that's low wattage that you can put in the RV will run on the batteries in the RV without causing the batteries to go dead.
Okay.
And everybody that I talk to that has, they got an air fryer. That's all I really know. I don't know much more about it than that.
Well, like I said, Jessie has a Ninja. That's what she has, and she made us hamburger French fries when we was down there.
She did?
Yes.
Did I have mine? I don't remember how.
Well, no, we didn't.
Well, after we was down there, I remember going out to a Mexican restaurant.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once we were there, and she fixed 6 hamburgers and French fries. That was in the middle of the night or something.
One thing I will say about Florida, if you love Mexican restaurants, you got a smorgasbord of them here.
Yeah, that's true.
They're everywhere.
Oh, and Tom Brown, so they didn't know where he's moving to yet, just renting for 2 months and then buy. So the sure way to increase subscribers is to add a healthcare in the villages section. Many people need this. You know,
we do videos on healthcare here.
Yeah, and we have the Medicare expert on it every year.
Yeah, we have our Medicare on at least a couple times a year. It talks about, he knows everything there is about Medicare. Yeah. Last one we did, it talked about all the different hospitals. Our hospitals were rated a 1 out of 5. He talked about where the closest 5 hospital is. He talked about all the stuff. We do these videos. And if you are asking why we don't do these videos, you're not watching. Because we do these videos usually live when it comes to Medicare, because then he can take a question, just like here. He can take a question from you. Matter of fact, he was here like 2 or 3 months ago. He sat right here and took questions about Medicare, Florida insurance, anything you wanted to ask.
But, you know, doing one every week would be a little...
No, I'm not doing one every week. That's boring. After a while, people are like, we've seen this before.
Yeah. Overjoy says those tiny homes cost as much as the village patio villas with $800 and $1,200 HOA, no bond, land lease.
Is that what it is over there? Seriously? It's $800 HOA fee? Do you know that? Because I didn't ask. I don't really know.
It says $800 to $1,200.
$1,200 a month?
Yeah,
but
for
no HOA?
Bond. No bond and land lease plus HOA.
Well, I think that's the highway robbery.
Well, I mean, you know, they're getting people, so they're selling them because they're building more.
Are you sure HOA is that high? That seems awful high. $1,200. I know $1 million neighborhoods that have all the fancy crap that don't pay $1,200 a month.
Yeah, but then, you know, like that one down in Fort Myers was what?
Fort Myers?
Yeah.
Tom, when he lived down there, I think he said it was $550 a month. But with that HOA fee, he got cable and something else, and I forget what it was. Yeah. But he got cable, I know.
Lawn.
Maybe lawn service.
Yeah. But Tim Reese says, what is your best guess for lots to become available in Edenfield Village in Eastport? I value your guess. I need to time selling my current home. And
Jerry Bell, I think it was Jerry Bell sent us a message like a week ago or something like that, saying that the lots somewhere around the Eastport area were available, that his real estate Jerry, let us know on here now. He's on here, and he can let you know about that.
And I think Moultrie Creek is available now. I think you can get a lot there. The Edenfield Village, I don't know anything. I have not seen anything about it yet. But
what's the name of it?
Edenfield Village or Edenfield Village.
Never heard of it.
In Eastport. It's another one. And like I said, they do have the Moultrie Creek open, because I have seen that. But the Edenfield Village, I don't think they've got it open yet. So if anybody on here knows for sure, because I don't know for positive, I've actually not heard that name even.
What, lots? Well, I don't know how many lots are going to be for sale or anything like that, but or how much or what the bond is or any of that.
Well, he'd like an idea so he knows when to actually put his current home up for sale because he wants to move there in 2025.
Well, it depends on what neighborhood you go to also. But there's, what's that $1 million neighborhood down there called?
Moultrie Creek.
Is that the $1 million neighborhood?
Oh, no, the $1 million neighbors is the Enclave.
Enclave.
Yeah.
So,
But
you
that's
know,
not,
yeah, but I'm just saying their bond in there will be totally different than anywhere else. And it's just going to be. So,
yeah.
and the lots are probably going to be totally different. So it all depends on where you're going.
Yeah. And Tom, just like Kathy says, you're going to love it. Jerry says Tim Reese, once they finish in Dabney, they will double down in Eastport sooner than later. Yeah, I think they said that they're really discounting Dabney right now, and I think they're moving on. So I said Moultrie Creek is next, I think, and then the Edenfield.
Russell says Healthy Home Cooking has an air fryer unboxing and first use video on her channel. It was with French fries, so you can see how they turned out. I watch all her videos. I don't remember seeing that. They don't mean much. I probably said it and forgot it.
Yeah, but now I've got to watch. My air fryer is built into my oven, into my stove, and the only problem with that is it cooks faster than what you think it's going to. So I'm overcooking things by mistake because there's no booklet that says how to cook in that one because it's not a small one. You know, it's the whole oven. So the timing is a little different than what you get on the packages as far as air frying goes. So I haven't used it enough to really get that timing down yet.
Like Catherine says, air fryers are high wattage with a fan. Saying I'm going to use that Blue Yeti for an air fryer to plug it into that. And that's what I was wondering. If you have to run it, say, for half an hour, how much wattage for a half an hour? I don't know. You know, that's what I'm saying. You gotta keep an eye on that. But I do know that the coffee pot in here, the coffee maker, and the one in the camper is different, but it's probably about the same. This thing in here to make a cup of coffee, over 1,500 watts.
Wow.
To make a cup of coffee.
I knew it was a lot because Wayne had told me that those curry pots take a lot. He didn't say how much, but I didn't realize that much.
Well, I mean, I can make it. Only took 3% of the battery out of 100%. It was like 97 when I got done. But if I have to say cook something, it takes 2,000 watts. I don't know how many minutes I can go.
Well, Marcia says Crisco in liquid form is a veggie oil, but in solid form in can is lard.
Well, I know we always got it in can, and it was always the lard like. Yeah. But I don't know. I thought it was animal fat, but maybe it's not because Jerry said it was
a
vegetable oil, but I don't know.
I used to buy either a little can or the bricks. I use the bricks in cooking when I bake pie crust or something like that. I use the bricks of Crisco.
Martin says it's 1,760 watts.
Wow.
Well, that's not much different than the coffee maker in there.
Darren Wells says, love the show. Well, we're glad you do. And meals ready to eat. That's
what?
Meals ready to eat.
Oh.
You were talking about the noodles in the cup.
What I like about them being freeze dried like that is they never spoil.
Yeah. They
can sit in the camper literally for a year, and I could go on a weekend trip and not have to worry about buying stuff. We got something in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
And I don't leave them there for a year, but I do leave some things in there.
But the ones we brought home, as you've got in the cabinet right now, came out of the camper over a year ago, and they're still sitting in there.
As long as the due date on it is not over.
There is no due date on that. It's all freeze dried, and it's in a sealed container inside.
Okay.
I think they last. They're like army food. We can take it to our next war.
That beef stew is coming up now. Oh my. Yeah, the air fryers have become very popular because people are trying to cut down on, there's so many people with heart disease nowadays. That seems, cancer and heart disease is your number two big killers. And so people are doing what they can to stop that, and if they say it's all this fatty grease, then you stop with the fatty grease. So the air fryers take that place. If you're going to replace anything, you still have a regular potato for fries, but you don't have to put it in all that grease. You can air fry it. Now, is it going to be the same depending, it may not be exactly, but you take what you can get, you know. Jerry says when a man's hungry, he's got to eat as soon as possible. Yeah, because he gets hangry. I don't know if you guys know who that is, what that is, but he gets impossible.
She gets moody when there's no sun. Patty moody. You gonna cook something to eat? Oh, I suppose. What do you want? That.
Yeah.
And then if I get hungry, then I go, are you gonna get something to eat? I need something.
Yeah.
By God, where's the candy at?
And William says there's going to be another Wawa built on Highway 44 and 468, corner of Leesburg and Fruitland Park.
There's a lot of Wawas around. And I like Wawa. Don't get me wrong. You go inside Wawa, they're very clean. They got tons of stuff in there. They got really good coffee. I wish the gas pumps I wish they would start building gas stations kind of like, maybe not as big, but kind of like Buc-ee's, where there's plenty of room to get in and out of a gas pump. And I think a lot of these places are missing it now. Buc-ee's is hitting Florida hot and heavy. They're building one up there just around Ocala somewhere.
Yeah. They put one in Fort Pierce.
And when you got a lot of RVers out there, and right now there's more RVs on the road than there's ever has been in history.
Yeah.
You can't get in and out of these places like the pilots. They're difficult. Flying J did a better job, but even there, they don't keep the maintenance up on their stuff. And you go in there, they're dirty, they're nasty. Some of the stuff don't even work. You can't never get a receipt. Nobody puts paper in the pump to get to your receipt. And I get frustrated with the whole thing. Buc-ee's, I have never had a problem.
Yeah. Other than it being very crowded at times. On the weekends, it's really crowded in Buc-ee's because people are traveling. And
we've learned, don't go to a Buc-ee's on a weekend or before a holiday.
Oh, and Agent K says freeze-dried food or prepper food, or Flycaster says dehydrated.
Maybe that's what it is, dehydrated.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. William says, what is used to make baby oil?
Babies?
I don't know.
You melt down babies, right?
Well, I never look for the ingredients.
Melt down babies?
No. And I use baby oil, but I never actually look to see.
Baby oil is what you use on your body. You don't cook with it.
I know, but I don't know what it consists of.
Babies? I don't know either.
Oh, thank you, Carol. We got a sticker from Carol Apostolus.
Laura says the village just has a lot of homes listed in Moultrie Creek.
Yeah, that's what I said. Moultrie Creek is over there.
Where was he looking for a lot at?
Edenville Village. And they're both close to Eastport. That Eastport area is going to be a big deal.
I know it. And I've always said if you can afford it, whatever you can afford, get as close to the town square as you possibly can get. One is the house will appreciate faster than anywhere else. Two, easiest thing to rent out too if you're going to rent it out. And three, you'll get premium rent only because you're within walking distance of the square.
Yeah.
And then when you retire for good to move down here, dump it. That money on that property, moving a little bit further away from the square, will buy you and pay cash for a new house.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol. Fly on the Wall says now he wants some wings.
I know it. Wings are good. I mean, that's why I like going to like Gators down here. It's basically a sports bar. You go in there and get a beer. And I used to, when I had the golf guys, we'd go down there, and I'd get the wing thing. You got like 10 wings for, at that time, $6 or something, and it came with fries, but I get bored with fries. But the wings were pretty good because they would make them the way you wanted them. We knew the people down there, and I always got mine double dipped. And oh man, they were so good.
Yeah. John Ruthenbach says that packaged meals are called shelf stable. They are packaged and then irradiated, not freeze dried. Okay.
When I was in the trucking business, I can't think of what they were called now. Heater meals, HEATER meals.
Yeah.
And they were in truck stops. And back then, when you could go in a truck stop and get a hamburger and a cup of coffee, let's say for $2.50. These heater meals were $5. And I think that was how they just didn't make it. But the idea of the heater meal was a great idea. It came from the Army, I think, or the military. And I got one once, It was a great meal. I got Salisbury steak and gravy, mashed potatoes that actually tasted like mashed potatoes, and something else. I can't remember what else was in there, green beans or something. And in the middle of this thing, there was a pouch. And you took this water and you dumped it in this little pouch thing, and then you put it back in the box and then let it sit for like 5 minutes. And I think it was magnesium. And when water and magnesium come together, it creates heat. And in the box, anyway, that's like your oven. And it heated this whole meal. I mean, heated it hot. And you could take it out and eat it. And it tasted like mom made it. It was a really good meal for $5. But like I said, I could walk into a truck stop, get a burger and a cup of coffee for $2.50. So
that time, yeah.
yeah.
And I remember I went to Expo once. I think it was maybe the Hurricane Expo, and they had the guys there that was doing the prepper meals. And I said they had a bunch of those, what you call heater meals. They call them prepper meals.
Well, that was the brand name
Yeah.
of heater meals.
Yeah.
They started out in truck stops for something for the truck driver, sitting in a dock, waiting to get loaded. This is back before the way truck is now. Back then, we sat in docks for sometimes days to get loaded or unloaded. And these heater meals, something you could carry, didn't need a microwave. Or, today's trucking is just not the same at all.
Right.
Actually, in a lot of ways, trucking today is better.
Oh my, Elaine says yesterday in Clifton, New Jersey, we had 9 inches. Windy today.
That's what she said.
And 31 this morning. Wow.
The guys got it.
Oh, Brickhead said, being a trucker, did you ever have a heater meal? So
Yeah, I did once. I just wanted to try it and see what it was, and they were good.
Oh, and Lynn says, bring back naked news and weather.
Yeah. Naked news. I think naked news. I forget what it was called, but it was a guy's idea, and it was in another country. I don't think it ever got in this country, but it was. It just took over.
Yeah, I watched a movie last night. It was Mrs. Henderson's something. I can't remember the whole name of it, but Judi Dench. Love Judi Dench. And the surprising thing, I don't know if y'all watched Yellowstone or not, and the girl that plays Beth, she was in this movie. And I said, it was really kind of, when I seen her, I was kind of shocked when I seen her. But I seen the name, and I said, I wondered if that was her. And then when I seen her, I knew that was her. But it was about a older lady, and her husband had died and left her some money, and she bought a theater and remodeled it. And I said, brought in a manager, and they were trying to think of how to get people there. After the war started, they had trouble getting people into the theater. Well, they looked up some kind of regulation, and you could actually have nude women, but they couldn't move. And so they started this whole theater thing with nude women, and they'd have them kind of in silhouette and everything, and it brought in a lot of people. Anyhow, off the subject.
Martin says there's an Opal model. I don't know what that is. Is that a patio villa, a designer home? What is that?
Oh, that's a patio villa.
Patio villa. Says next door to him and Dad made it sells for $249. See, and going back to what the other lady said, $249. That's in line with what they're getting for them tiny homes up there. If that information is correct, at $1,200 a month HOA fee. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I find that hard to believe.
But there's not a bond.
But even if you have a bond, it's not $1,200 a month.
But it's leased land.
And that's money on top of the $1,200.
Yeah, I don't know. That's insane.
I don't get all that. But anyway.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that ain't no deal.
Well, Phil says Catfish Johnny's wasn't too bad. You went there without us again, didn't you, Phil?
Yeah, we was going to go there. Oh, I remember.
Monica wasn't here.
Yeah, that's right. Monica wasn't here.
Yeah. The family man said, my wife made us stop eating processed. Oh, I've already said that, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Kathy B says they also have lots available in Shady Brook. There's another neighborhood I've never heard of. Is that a village? The village of Shady Brook?
Yeah, it's going to be an area because the
But there's a difference. Is the Village of Shady Brook or Shady Brook the name of a patio villa area?
That I don't know.
I don't either. But whatever, there's lots available.
Okay. Oh my.
Laura Lamp says, if dinner wasn't on the table at 6 p.m., my dad wasn't a happy camper. I can relate. 6 p.m. You know, as you get older, I don't know why this is, you eat earlier.
We always did 5 o'clock because you left for work. Like
Well, that's true, and I've got my excuses for that. And then we always eat early, even here, because we try to beat the rush. You know, if you get to the restaurant at 4 o'clock, you're pretty much going to go right in and get a table. You wait till 5 o'clock, they'll be standing in line.
Yeah.
But really, isn't dinner time closer to 6 or 7?
You know, it depends.
We used to call it supper.
Yeah.
Do you guys call it supper?
I know our kids thought it was crazy when we went to dinner at 5 or had dinner. I fixed dinner at 5, but I did it because of his work schedule. You know, we had dinner at 5 because he went to work at 6.
Yeah.
So.
A guy was telling me the other day that I mentioned something about supper or whatever, and I got an email or whatever that says supper. He wasn't sure what that was. It's a supper. You know, you have breakfast, dinner, supper.
Yeah.
Or no, breakfast, lunch. That's what he said. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was saying something about breakfast, dinner, supper. So maybe he's correct. Maybe there is no such thing as supper.
Well, Kathy B and Sister Theresa, they also have lots available in Shady Brook. And that like I said, I'm pretty sure that's in that Eastport area. Jerry says, my wife loves MRI ice cream sandwich. I've never had one. I've been curious about that, whether it was the freeze-dried or whatever, the ice cream. They have ice cream sandwiches, because I know that the astronauts use those. Oh.
Is that anything like the dots?
Probably. Yeah.
Because the dots always have...
You always see the steam coming up.
It's almost like dry ice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Terry R. says, hi, just got a discount in Dabney. Be there in March. Well, good for you. Come on down, Terry. And I said, yeah, Dabney does have some discount. Like they're trying to sell it out and go on to the next one. So
Martin says, I'm making my wife a T-bone steak, baked potato, asparagus, and strawberry shortcake for dessert. That's all I asked for.
Okay.
And you got strawberries in there.
I do. You can either have strawberry pie or the cheesecake, one or the other.
You mean Cherry's Jubilee?
Yeah. It's Cherry's Delight, but yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll use the Cherry's Delight now, and then I'll sneak the strawberries tonight when you go to bed.
I don't care. I said, that's what I bought them for, is a strawberry pie, if you want a strawberry pie.
So baby oil is a moisturizing product comprised primarily of 98% mineral oil and 2% fragrance.
Yeah, that's what it was, mineral oil. I couldn't think of mineral oil. Okay. Kathy B says she's interested in Well Point. It is right below Monarch Grove. Says homes won't be ready there for at least a year. They are still clearing land. Wow. Right below Monarch Grove. Okay. Well, that'll be a little...
says that he's going to buy a few rentals near Eastport so he can rent them out to the prisoners. How close is Eastport to Coleman?
Not far.
So it's not far from the Coleman prison?
No.
Then that'd be something that I'd be aware of. I'm not putting the prison down. You know, we've always told them, you know, try, unless you don't care, I'm just saying my suggestion is make sure you check out you're not real close to a pickleball court. You got to listen to that noise. Make sure you're not buying a house too close to the interstate unless it doesn't bother you. Like if you're deaf, the interstate wouldn't bother you. But, you know, noise and the prison. The prison over there has certain noises they do all during the day and night. Whistles go off, lights will come on, especially if there's a riot inside. The riot sirens go off. So that'd be something I'd be concerned about, is just the noise part.
Okay. Lynn says he's making his wife beef pie and stuffed potato skins and the Ninja for Love Day. What? You're going to make them in the Ninja? That's cool. David S. says, Skip and Sue, you have the best YouTube channel by far. Since so many copycat channels have popped up, are they just an invitation for trespassers to sneak in the pools? Well, thank you, David.
You know, that pool thing, here's how I see it. That's been going on for years. This is nothing new that just started. I can remember when we rented a place on the historic side, when Spanish Springs was the only square. And we took our granddaughters, where we had all of our passes, we took our granddaughters to the children's pool up there. What do you call it? The children's pool. The adult pool is, what do they call it?
Manatee.
No, but they call the adult pool something, that area right there.
It's a neighborhood pool.
Neighborhood pool. And the children's pool is called what?
The family pool.
Family pool.
It's at the rec
it's
center.
usually by the neighborhood rec center.
Yeah.
That's where the family pool is. So we take them to the family pool, and they're playing with other kids. Me and Sue sitting at a table, and we're drinking a Coke or something, I don't know. And we're watching, and in the back gate up there where that pool is at, there's a back gate that comes in between bushes. I don't know where that gate even goes to. But there was like 4 or 5 kids that came in from the back gate, and they come in, and they were jumping in the pool and playing. And about 5 minutes later, a lady come in there, and she had a little scanner thing on there. And she walked right by us, and she's walking over there. When she walked over there, all these kids jumped in the pool. So she checks a couple of cards here and there. She talks to a couple of people here and there, and then she left. And then the kids got back out of the pool, and they're sitting around a table or something over there. So the lady with the scanner came in the back gate to catch them. And as soon as she came in, I don't know what was said or whatever, but she got the kids, and then they left. And I was talking to her later, and she says they do it all the time. So their parents actually comes in a van in the parking lot, lets the kids out, and they're instructed if you see somebody jump in the pool, they can't ask you for an ID. So that was 30 years ago. So this thing about outside invaders coming in, that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and we don't see it much here.
No, the thing I like to make fun of is Rohan denies it, always. It's not that bad. Oh, we don't do that. Well, he's got his head stuck in the sand somewhere because, yes, they do that. And what's he saying? All these people complaining are liars? All these people ain't making this stuff up.
Yeah, and it's not that, I think he knows that it happens. And I said, but nobody's made a big issue out of it yet, or it would have been taken care of. It's just like the pickup truck. The pickup truck's still sitting at the ball field. But like I said, there was a thing in the paper the other day about they're putting together the government area for Eastport, for the Eastport town. And in the paper, there was an article in there. And one was they were making some kind of ruling about what to do about towing and that kind of thing. So they're trying to hit it off at the pass before they get into that kind of a problem, I think. I'm not sure if that's what it means, but I think, that they're making their rules now because the rules up here, evidently, they can't do anything about them sitting there, which doesn't make sense.
Laura says Shady Brook is a village in the Eastport area.
Yeah.
So that would be a good one to buy in if it's within walking distance of the town. That's what I'm getting at. Our patio villa we had in Sumter Landing area, we could walk to town.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a walk. And there was areas that's closer. But the closer you are, especially if it's investment property, is the better off you are.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Martin. Martin Donlan says, Happy Valentine's to and Skip. Thank you for what you do. You guys were big influencers to us, making the villages our permanent home.
We just try to give you enough information. We're not saying this is a bad area for everybody. We're not saying it's a good area for everybody. We just try to show you this is an area we chose, and here's the reasons why. But since we've been here for a long time and coming here for a long time, here's some of the differences we see. Here's some of the good and the bad of what we see. Like if you go up north, it's obvious if you look up north. Drive around, look at the homes, take it all in. Go down to the newer area, and as you go south, drive through a few areas as you go, you'll see subtle changes because I give them credit. They listened to people talking. They listened to what people were asking for, and they made these subtle changes as they moved south. The golf cart paths got wider because up north at that time, they were too narrow. They made them wider. The houses up north, none of them had a golf cart garage. Since then, I think a few's been added here and there, but nobody had a golf cart garage. Nobody ever thought about it. As they come south, they started adding. Now it's got to the point, I'll say 466A and south, it's almost got to the point that 9 out of 10 homes has a golf cart garage. Guess who don't have one?
Yeah, there's certain...
It might be a big deal to you, But when I go to sell this house, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. The two that are still here, I think that's why they're not selling, is because neither one of them has a golf cart garage, because they're good prices, I think. But
We get by with a 2-car garage, but I'm just telling you, if you can afford that extra little space in the garage, even if you don't have a golf cart and don't want a golf cart, it's just nice to have.
yeah,
Because the one thing I'll say about any home, at least here where we're at, storage is a premium. You're
yeah.
never going to have enough storage. You're not going to have room in your closet for 100 pairs of shoes, ladies, and 500 blouses, and 14 my winter pants, my summer pants. Forget all of that.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
How many winter pants have I got? I could think of 2. And I think both of them are in the camper. No, we brought them over here
yeah.
from the camper.
You've got two.
2. I got 2
Two
long.
pair of khakis and you have 4 pair of jeans.
What the hell's a khaki?
Your tan pants. Yeah. Your dress pants.
My school clothes?
Yeah, your
I
school
call it
clothes.
school clothes.
School clothes.
Yeah, I call it school clothes. I still call it school clothes because when I went to school, you had your school clothes and then you had your everyday clothes.
Yeah.
You had your school shoes and you had your everyday shoes. I mean, that's the way I was raised. Probably because they were saving money. I don't know. But you know, how many of you? I wasn't raised poor. I don't think. I don't think mom and dad was.
No, I thought she was rich folk.
But the point is, when you grew up, well, let's say your family was poor. Did you know it when you were growing up? When you were 6 years old, did you know you were poor?
Yeah.
I didn't know it either. I just had my buddies I played with, rode bikes with, and you know, it's just what we did. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't realize until you get older, then you look back going, you know what? I think maybe we was a little bit. I think mom and dad struggled, but you didn't know it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think your dad worked at General Motors. I thought you was rich people.
He did work at General Motors,
Yeah.
but he didn't always work at General Motors. Yeah. And Dad did a lot of things on his own, like he built his own first house. But how he done it back then, you can't do it now because liability laws. He found some houses that the city or the town was going to tear down to build a new gas station or something. And in Anderson back then, they put it in a newspaper. And you had to get a permit or buy a $10 permit or something. You could go and take parts off of this building. They recycled. They didn't call it that though. And you could take them home. Dad went and tore all kinds of buildings down and saved the 2x4s, 2x6s, and things like that. Took them home. Mom would go out there in the evenings when it cooled down, and she took a hammer and pulled all the nails out and put them in a bucket and threw all of them away. Yeah. Dad built his first house using all of that lumber.
Yeah. And my mom and dad had a cement mixer, and they made their own bricks. Built their first house, so they were smarter back then, I think.
Well, these are people that lived through the Depression, and yeah. I've always said people that lived through the Depression looks at life differently than what we do. They look at banks differently. They don't trust any bank. They look at the way we spend money. To them, it's all about save it. You never know. Save and don't put it in the bank because the bank, if they go ahead, something happens, you'll lose it all.
Yeah, I finally got rid of all my butter bowls. Yeah, I remember. You remember when you go to the gas station and you get a drinking glass? They had Flintstones. They had all different kinds. You know, whatever was the new cartoon of the week, they'd have a drinking glass at the filling station to bring you in. It was kind of cool. Like I said,
DMD says, so you two were already early birds. No, we were already doing the early bird special.
Yeah.
My family ate as early as we could, growing up around 5:30. With my family, we ate around 5 o'clock because my husband got home early from work. Yeah. Well, when you're eating at 5 o'clock because he got home early, we're eating at 5 o'clock because I got to go to work at 6 o'clock. So, same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Laura says they called it supper. Phil says they called it supper.
In Chicago, they call it dinner.
I know. It's just some one of the things I never thought of until a guy said that. And I got, I thought everybody called it supper.
It's like Coke or pop.
Well, growing up, we called it pop.
Yeah.
Everything was pop. And then, cream soda was pop. Coke was pop. Everything was pop. get a
Yeah.
bottle of pop. And when I watch the Andy Griffith show, and every now and then I'll say, "You want to go down to the street and get a bottle of pop?"
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we called it.
Okay. And Melanie G says dinner's earlier than supper. Supper is a late meal. Okay. Yeah.
So if she's saying there's lunch, then there's dinner, say at 5 o'clock, and then supper is like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. I don't know how it was all done, but I just remember growing up, and Dad and I did too. They always called it supper.
Yeah. Well, and then nice and when you know, your dad had a farm, when he'd come home, he'd finish in the fields and then eat, and then everybody went to bed. You know, you went to bed early because you got up early.
But I don't think we had a lunch. I don't recall Mom ever saying anything about lunch. It was like breakfast, dinner, supper.
Oh. I don't know.
But then again, my mom called bell peppers mangoes.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yes. Yes, overjoyed. Yeah, high school sports field, Friday night football noise. That's right. Gotta be aware of all that stuff. It's just like being next to the to the square. We can hear remnants of the music here. I mean, you can't even tell what it is. It's that far off. But yeah, if you're closer to the square, you're going to hear that at night.
Just little things to keep in my head. If you like the music, no problem. If you like going to the square every night and dancing, no problem.
Yeah.
If the idea of living next to a railroad track, and you may laugh, and I got a friend that he would love to buy a house next to a railroad track. He told me that.
Yeah.
Skirvin, he's railroad nuts. He said, I'll sit out there every night with a cup of coffee and wait for the train to go by. He loves it.
Yeah.
Me, not so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Buddy is grown up, honey. He's 4 pounds now. You know, and he wants to chew on everything, including me. But yeah, he's I don't know how big he's going to get. His mom and dad wasn't very big, so I'm hoping he doesn't get too big. But he's eating good. He's eating chicken.
Cookies.
You know, he wouldn't eat the dog food. Wouldn't eat any dog food. He's getting spoiled. Yeah. Okay.
Clickbait.
No, he's my baby. I don't care what you call it.
Somebody said something about living in New York on the border of Long Island, and they called it supper too. I forget who it was. I can't remember. Anyway, that's kind of, just like balcony. In certain areas of this country, it's called a balcony. Other areas, they call it, I want to say, a loo.
No, that's a bathroom.
Oh, that's bathroom. They call it something else. Balcony. And somebody was telling me, like in Long Island, they called it something else. It wasn't a balcony. And in some other parts of the country, like LA or whatever, they called it something else. Just strikes me as odd.
Okay. Jerry told Phil his neighbors liked the fudge at Super Bowl party. They wondered why I cut the pieces so small. Then they found out. Phil's fudge.
Oh.
Phil must have sent Jerry some fudge. Yeah.
Did you send him some spiked fudge there, Phil?
Yeah. Oh. Let's see.
That's who Phil says, good job on being a responsible host. Phil always says, eat responsibly.
You know, Overjoy says, I feel like you give me a more realistic view of life in the villages.
Life's good here.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, the rates on things go up every January. That's nothing new. The new people, when it happens, they're shocked. They think like it's going to be whatever the amenity fees is. They think that's the way it is for life, and it's not. They figure it up, you know. And I don't know how the mathematics works. My mind says if you got more homes coming in here paying more money, why is it going up? But I'm not in the business. I don't know.
Yeah.
But life's good. I mean, you know, we get for the money we pay for amenities, we get an awful lot of amenities.
Right. We do. And now we're getting close to the end of the time here. And I just wanted to share with you a few of the things that's going on. This weekend, Saturday, is the cruise in at Spanish Springs. And I don't know what car club that is doing the cruise in this week. But always a fun time there. I love it. And Thursday, they've got Paint and Sip at Legacy. At Nancy Lopez. It's on Buena Vista. And the Paint and Sip is $59.99. Yeah. Limited seating for each class. LegacyRestaurant.com/sippaint. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres and domestic draft beer or house wine while the talented Kathy Hodge Rolfs performs a step-by-step demonstration for participants to follow. This class participants can learn to paint dancing turtles. The number is 352-753-1475. Also, Running with the Herd is this Saturday. And if you've never seen the Running with the Herd, it's the Villages Charter School parent organization hosts the 7th annual Running with the Herd 5K on Saturday at Buffalo Ridge campus of the Villages Charter School. More than 200 spots are available. The cost is $35 to sign up. So if you're a runner, that's a big deal. It's something that you might enjoy. And something coming up is this weekend is Lake Deaton United Methodist Church next nearly new rummage sale, and they are looking to build so that the event's for a good cause. The cause is the construction of Lake Deaton United Methodist Church operated thrift store and coffee shop in Coleman Ridge. So that's what their rummage sale is for. And the nearly new rummage sale is scheduled for Friday and Saturday, and is one of 4 upcoming church rummages benefiting the community. Like I said, this one is the only one that's this weekend, and the other 3, like I said, we'll get to that maybe next week. But they want to construct their own thrift store, and I love the church thrift stores. They're very, 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 very good for finding things. Especially if it's something that is they don't sell anymore.
Our thrift stores ain't like they are up north.
No, they're not at all. And like I said, I found a piece for a Venetian blind that I needed that they don't make anymore, but I found one at a thrift store. Just stuff like that. And I said, a lot of wall stuff. Yeah. If you're creative, a lot of times they've got the craft stuff. There's somebody has moved and got rid of all their craft stuff, so you can pick up some good bargains. And I've got a lot of paints and paint brushes, things like that I found at thrift stores and the rummage sales. So, okay, and like I said, this is that's about it for this weekend. There wasn't a whole lot. Last weekend was wow, and then yesterday actually was Mardi Gras in Lake Sumter, and they had the Mardi Paw March, which they had all the dogs. It was sponsored by the Humane Society, and that was kind of cute. They started off with that, I think, at 3, and then after that was the Mardi Gras parade, and it's a big deal over there. And I wish I got to it. I actually thought about taking Buddy to go in the Mardi Paw parade, but he can't walk that far anymore, and I don't know how far they were going, so I didn't know if I could carry him that far either. So. But anyhow, that's about what's going on this weekend. Looks like I think it's supposed to rain pretty much all day Sunday. But Saturday, not looking too bad. And I think the rest of the week is supposed to be in the 70s or close to the 70s. So
Laura says, Skip, you don't need a new wardrobe for walking Buddy. No, I don't walk Buddy. Joy says he remembers the jelly jar glasses. I had them. I think everybody had them back then.
Yeah, Flintstone.
It was a free glass.
Yeah, and my mom would get a set for the boys every year, and the last one she got was a cowboy boot. It was a glass shaped like a cowboy boot. And then there was commemorative plates. I remember, the JFK plates, and there was something else. Oh, there was a Nixon plate of some kind. And those all come from gas stations.
Agent K says, anybody remember green stamps? My mom lived on green stamps.
Oh, yeah.
We had a green stamp store in downtown Anderson. I assume all towns did, where you could go in and there was not a price tag on nothing. It would just say 10,000, 5,000, how many stamps you had to have to get it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And the cereal boxes, our kids had scrapbooks of animals from the back of the cereal boxes. They would they would have stickers, or they'd have stickers in the boxes. And I said, you'd send in for this booklet, and I said, and you put the stickers of the animals in this booklet, all about safari and that kind of thing. It was really cool.
Jeff says in New England they call it a soda.
Yeah, that's what everybody has a different
It's
name
all
for it.
it's all different from one end to the other. Sometimes when you, as a trucker, when you're talking to people about random stuff, they'll use words to where your mind goes, "What'd they say? I don't know what that is," because I'm used to it being called one thing.
Yeah, Phil says, what kind of Coke you want, RC Cola or Pepsi?
Gwyn said we still call it dinner in Canada. Well, we call it dinner here too, but I'm just saying, growing up as a kid, it was always breakfast, dinner, supper. There was no lunch, breakfast, dinner, supper. So I don't know if Mom called lunch dinner, or do we just not have dinner or supper? Or I don't know. It was just weird. It was just, that's the way it was growing
Well,
up.
like I said, lunch, you were at school and your dad was at work, so, you know.
Phil says, what kind of Coke you want, RC Cola or Pepsi? Well, RC Cola, I can remember doing business with them years ago. They had a factory in many places, but Evansville, Indiana had an RC Cola bottling factory. And then also close where your brother lives. Where does he live?
Rockport?
Rockport.
That's where Laura's at.
Rockport, Illinois. Might have been around Rockport, Illinois. There was an RC bottling factory up there too. I don't know if they're still there or not. I know because I used to deliver trailer loads of bottles for them.
Yeah. But like I said, you know, RC Cola.
Jeff Ho says a submarine sandwich in New England is called grinders.
Yes. Right? Yeah, because when they first started making them down here and calling them grinders, I didn't know what they were. Because I'd never heard that word before, but up there, that's what they're called. Oh. William says green stamps from Publix back in the day when they closed on Sunday.
Times has changed. Not all for the good, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of things here. You know, we were talking to some people the other day, and I asked them, just out of my own curiosity, I said, in your lifetime, you know, because I'm 70, and Sue's 70-ish. I'm not supposed to ask women how old they are. And I said, in your lifetime, what do you think is the biggest change you've ever seen? With me, it's got to be the internet.
Phone.
Yeah. Well, the phone. This phone is internet.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that the day was going to come that I could actually see and talk to somebody halfway around the world and not have to pay a dime to do that? Well, the Wi-Fi bill, I guess.
Yeah.
But, you know, I grew up in a time, and so did a lot of you people, that if you pick your telephone up to sometimes call only a couple miles down the road, it was a long-distance phone call. And now...
Bernadette, the sun comes from QVC. You know, I'm a QVC shopper. I'm just a shopper. But I thought this was pretty. They have a lady that has lawn ornaments and stuff like that every once in a while, and I always love that sun.
And Walter says she has a Shih Tzu and is 13 years old and weighs 12 pounds.
Oh, well, like
that's kind of what I was guessing, 10 to 12.
Yeah, like I said, they said his dad was 9, so.
Well, depending on how many cookies she eats.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, I think we're about done. I'm not even down at the bottom yet. So if I miss a super chat, I'll just say thanks, whoever you are. We appreciate it. I do want to say one thing. Who was it? It's been a long time follower. Way up here.
Terrace instead of balcony, yes.
Terrace, balcony. There's another one. There's another word for it. Oh, well.
In the East, you know, they have a stoop.
You know, back before Wi-Fi and everything, when we went across the desert in our radios that was in the semi-truck, you had AM, FM, that's all you had. There's a big 200 or 300 mile stretch across there. The only radio channel you could actually pick up was Indian AM radio stations on Indian reservations. And boy, it was exciting to listen to that for 300 miles. Oh, gosh, I can't think of the name. Florida? No. Something Florida. I think it was something Florida. I wanted to address it. Whoever it was, God, I almost said a dirty word. Flycaster. No, that wasn't it. Fly. Who else has the name of Fly something something?
There's a Flycaster.
No. This was from Florida.
No.
Florida.
Flicker.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah, Fly on the Wall.
It was Fly on the Wall. Made a comment. She said maybe we should do this later at night, to get more people to come to it. Ain't gonna do no good. My comparison is we did WNL for 3 years, and it didn't start till 7 o'clock at night for 3 years, and the participation on that wasn't any better there either. So time of the day, I don't think makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Thanks all the moderators that come: Jerry, Phil, Wrestler, Marcia. She was on there.
Yeah.
I think I got all of them this time. Thanks for all the super chats and super stickers. Appreciate every one of them. What's he doing?
Oh, Tea Finder, dog stroller at Walmart, $49. I did not see that. Thank you. And happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope you have a lovely day.
See you again next Wednesday. See you on the Friday news. Just a little peek outside so you can see what it looks like.
Beautiful out.
Those of you that have snow.
Oh,